Welcome to a very spooky episode. No, a very special episode
Yeah, people
of.
just you said that, and people are gonna watch this if they do watch it. You'd be like, "Said you said it's scary because of Forrest."
No.
That Forrest looks scary.
We got a spooky guy here.
Oh,
A Ballinesian podcast. Someone's talking about sports. We also are sponsored by Levasa Island Apparel, www.levasaislandapparel.com, or on Instagram at le_vasa. Put on for the culture, catch the wave, levasaislandapparel.com. They also have the fall market in Modesto. They're at the Via Dolorosa Church.
yeah.
We're gonna have Brother Uri on later, so stay to the end of the show and get kind of the lowdown and all the information on what you need to know to either be a vendor and sell stuff there at the fall market, or to how to get there. And I mean, I think it's free entry, and just to be able to hang out and see
Yeah,
everybody and what everybody's selling. It's that's gonna be fun in Modesto.
right.
Saturday, November 9th from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m.
And
We're
even though
gonna have
Uri's gonna come
Brother
and talk
Uri.
about it, he's gonna jump on and talk about it. But I mean, the whole reason he's putting it on is, and it's not like he's out there telling people, "I'm here to help you," but that's why he's doing it. He's actually out there trying to help people. Or if you have products you want to sell, or even if it's just little stuff, if you have stuff at home that you hand make or handicrafts, anything like that, you should really look into being a vendor there. Get your stuff out. Don't let people hold you back when they say, "Nah, that wouldn't be good to do." Don't let people do that to you. Go be a vendor. Spend a little money. Become a vendor. Sell your stuff. Get your stuff out there so we can see it on the TikTok shop every time we turn on TikTok, like we do the necessary things that they want us to buy on there. I'm pretty sure you have some things that we do need. And if it's food, please go. Because
Hey,
there's nothing better than to go to a
food.
market and see some really good food and be like, I'll pay some
Yeah,
money for the food.
I
That's for
learned
sure.
how to make some. I learned
Yeah,
how to,
sure.
chef it up at home. Yeah, that's the fall market. Stay tuned for more on that towards the end of the show. Oh man, we are halfway through the football season, bro. Things
Football?
are.
You guys are still watching football? It's basketball. It's
Have you moved
basketball
on?
season. I don't know if you guys noticed, but if you're not a Notre Dame fan in football, you shouldn't be watching football anymore. It's boring. Just go watch
Football's
basketball.
dumb.
Football's dumb. I hate it.
We're gonna get to the Chargers, the Raiders, how Tua did in his return, and a bunch of other dumb football stuff. But I mean, before we get into that, Halloween is coming up this week, or actually, it's like in tomorrow, from when we're recording this. Any
Right.
plans for your Halloween?
Honestly, not really. I mean, we have my niece here, in-house with us, Lassie, who's the cutest Coraline ever. Um, but I mean, it's funny. Halloween's pretty big for us too. Like my sister, my brother-in-law, they get dressed up. The older kids get dressed up. We wanted to do Shrek this year, but I don't know if we have enough
Nice.
time. And everybody's like, "Well, what would you be as Shrek?" I was like, "Duh, Pinocchio." uh, it- yeah, I mean, it would have been fun. My niece wanted to be Lord Farquaad. It's always a fun event in the house. That's what I'm trying to say.
Nice.
If yeah, you guys should never be embarrassed to wear any kind of costume. That's what Halloween's for. You
It's a
know
little
what?
fun.
Yeah, yeah, fun. I mean, some of you do Halloween year round, pretending to be someone you're not. But hey, uh,
Whoa.
some
As
some of us
Christians,
don't.
we don't really celebrate Halloween, but we do like to dress up and have a little fun.
As
Do.
Christians.
That's the whole holiday. That
Yeah.
is the whole thing.
But
We're planning on doing some trick or treating. Nora is going to be a shiny witch. She's got
man,
like
you
a
know what?
pointy hat,
No, man, you
and
should have made her Batman. That was the best clip ever.
oh, did you see that? She was
Oh my
like,
gosh.
I don't know how this filter works, and then her mom
Right.
was like, "Say, I am Batman. I am Batman."
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Cutest ever. That's the
she loves
Shiny
those
Witch.
Snapchat filters.
That's fire.
She can do that all day. I'm like, oh. Yeah, we're planning on doing some trick or treating. Her mom's gonna be a cat. I'm gonna be maybe a skeleton or something, but we're gonna try to go out there. It's going to be kind of rainy up here in Portland, but
You're gonna be a
it'll
pretty
still be
meaty
fun.
skeleton, bro.
Yeah, we're all gonna be like characters wearing raincoats. Like it's gonna be like it's hard to tell what we are. Just give us the candy.
Man,
Uh,
honestly, I feel bad for the kids these days because Halloween wasn't like it was before. And I know they probably still had the same dangers. We just didn't like I guess they weren't magnified as they are now. Like with all the cameras we have around, social media, there was still a ton of dangers back then. But we were naive to it. So we
I
were able
didn't know any
to
teacher. I would just go out with like my cousins or my older
right.
brothers and sisters, and
But streets used to be so crowded with kids. Like it was so fun. Like
yeah, that
you
was
know what I
cool.
mean?
It's like
And
an outside party.
yeah, and I get it. Like now it's different because you just have so many people who are out there to do stupid stuff. Like so, but I wish it was like that for the kids these days because it was so fun. Like man,
There's still areas, still pockets
yeah.
where you can definitely
Like
do that. You got to find the right neighborhood. I don't
if
know
you
where
were
to go.
if you were
We're
in
going
South
to like a shopping center that has like a
and
bunch of
see,
little stores
which
for
is cool,
anything.
and I love that shopping centers do that because not too many neighborhoods do that. So they kind of stepped up and did that. It's cool for like
Like,
children. It's
here,
cool for
take some
anybody.
candy. Do your
Right.
parents want to buy anything while you're here? No, I was like, oh, damn.
Which is, I mean, I don't know if you guys went this year, but like going to Halloween Town, that's pretty dope too. Like, 'cause you can walk around, everybody is in costume there. You can enjoy that. You don't really have to spend money out there. Halloween Town was fun. When I went out there with you guys, that was pretty fun. Just checking out everybody dressed up, the vendors. They have music out there,
Yeah.
the band. So
I feel
hopefully
like
Halloween gets back to that.
anytime we go out for an activity or an event, it's some money. There's parking, there's
Definitely,
food, there's like,
definitely,
I'm going to impulse buy something. If I see anything that my daughter likes, I'm going to buy that. Like
definitely.
where whatever Sammy wants, we're gonna get. Yeah, it just feels like anytime we leave the house, it's money. So we're trying to trying to budget now for the rest of the freaking holidays
You
before
just try to
Christmas comes
budget
up.
before Christmas. I actually started buying Christmas presents already, so you know,
Smart.
yeah.
That's what we were talking about that, but we were like, what money are we gonna do or use? It's like,
That
oh,
too. That too. I
Lord,
mean,
too far away. Okay. Uh let's talk about this silly little game that we love, football. The Chargers this week went down to New Orleans, hosted the Saints, went down to New Orleans, and smacked the Saints 26-8. Lad McConkey had 2 touchdowns. Saints quarterback Spencer Rattler, who was a rookie, was benched. So not a lot of crazy stuff going out there. The NFL Nation power ranking off of ESPN now has the Chargers at 17 out of 32. They're now 4-3, and moving up from their 18th spot last week. Saints or Chargers coach Jim Harbaugh is trying to tout J.K. Dobbins as like a comeback player of the year.
I buy that.
Yeah. Is there anybody else that pops into your mind when you think comeback player of the year? Someone that missed? They changed the rules on it.
What are the rules now?
Joe Flacco was gonna get it, but
Last
Joe
season?
Flacco got it instead of DeMar
Yeah,
Hamlin.
it's a DeMar Hamlin. Yeah.
So they were like, "Oh, you can't miss time due to you're just like not in the league anymore, and you just pop in and start winning. Now you have
Oh,
to miss time due to like injury."
an injury. Like you can't. Yeah, you can't just be sitting at
Yeah,
home
so
waiting for someone to call you to come win a couple of games.
yeah, you can't. Yeah, it can't just be step in and freaking lock in. Joe
Gotcha.
Flacco also freaking starting for the Colts now. Anthony Richardson got benched.
No, yeah, you
Uh,
definitely talk about that.
Real
But
quick about that though, you're saying you think they're saying that Anthony Richardson got benched because he took himself out for a play after
no,
he was
so
tired.
they're saying now that he didn't get benched because of that. There are other factors at
Oh, okay.
play.
They're saying not necessarily this. If you were on a football team and your quarterback took himself out of the game, would that change the way you played for him
Definitely,
or saw him?
definitely, definitely.
Okay.
Like it's a quarterback position. It's the
Mm-hmm.
one position in all of sports that people they say it's the most important position in sports, not just football. And uh you should be excited to play, privileged. I get it, you're tired, but you're the you're if you're not the leader of the team yet as a young quarterback, that's what you're building up to become the leader of that team. And
And leaders don't get tired.
that is not a leader like quality. I'm gonna be nice right now because I mean, but also, hey, maybe some people are going through things, but I mean, you just can't quit on people, and that's what that really is. It's like, man, our season's like we're not going too well during the season.
Mhm.
The game probably losing the game. Like, I can take a break. No, you can't, fool. Now you got to go harder.
It's like 3rd and 28 after a very long scramble and shrugging off a big defensive tackle and trying to get away from him and running around in the backfield. And he tapped his helmet and said, "Sub me out."
Yeah,
And then Joe Flacco came in and handed the ball off. Again, it was like 3rd and more than 20, so they didn't even have a real chance.
See, that's what I'm saying. And
you should have been tired and just handed the ball off like Joe Flacco did, and we would have avoided all of this.
Exactly.
But I think Joe Flacco does give him a better chance to win, just because
at the moment right now.
Yeah, you're hitting, yeah. But also, this is a top 5 quarterback. You know, a top 5 player drafted in all the drafts.
Exactly. I'm not saying to trade him or anything like that. You don't want bad. He still has great value to the team. He's young. And then again, it brings back the debate that sometimes these guys get thrown into situations that they're not ready to be. You know, if there was a list of all these quarterbacks that were drafted high and are all now sitting on a bench somewhere. Granted, Bryce Young is starting again, but that's also due to an injury to Andy Dalton. You know, Andy Richardson goes to the bench now. So yeah, it also brings back the debate that maybe some of these guys shouldn't be starting right away. You know, like okay,
but that's how NFL teams are trying to find
I know
that needle in a haystack.
True, and
for contracts, we could pay a good quarterback, like Brock Purdy is the example, right? If you can find a Brock Purdy, you can pay him $800,000 a year instead of
Brock
10, 20 million.
But Brock Purdy was in a totally different situation. He didn't have the high expectations. He didn't have he had someone to sit behind for a little bit. Wasn't the greatest quarterback he sat behind, but he still was able to sit and soak it all in a little bit, you know.
Yeah, but I mean that's what finding a quarterback, a rookie quarterback on a rookie contract can do.
Yeah,
you can use the money for
Jaden Daniels might be a better example, since I mean, he's a high pick, but he's still on a rookie contract, and he's come in and he's ignited the Washington Commanders offense. Of course, it wasn't all him that did the Hail Mary play this past Sunday, but he was on the field to do it for them, and he's been
12 seconds rolling around before throwing. That's the most they've tracked in like 30 years.
Man, boys and girls, also just a cautionary tale. If you're on the other team, please don't be taunting the crowd. And then
Tyreek Stevenson, the cornerback for the Bears.
Right. Until there's zeros on the clock, play ball, play hard. You know, he's the one that tipped the ball.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If he would have kept talking to the crowd and just ignored the play, it would have been batted down. He wouldn't have been there to set up Noah Brown for the touchdown, the volleyball touchdown. Just keep talking shit, bro. Don't turn around and try to play the game. You're already messing up. All right, yeah. So young quarterbacks and stuff. Let's talk about a young elite quarterback, Justin Herbert.
He's sorry.
He's doing all right. He's throwing a lot more now, though. So it's kind of nice to see. It's not just like a grind it out, slam your face into a wall kind of run game. They're actually letting them, sling it.
Yeah, we were just talking about lofty expectations and unreal expectations at some point. And then he gets to have this season where he doesn't have to do everything.
Expectations were lowered a lot. Yeah.
And his play is way above the expectations he's been given. So now you get to see that he's actually a great quarterback. He can play the game without hurting himself. I mean, he's got a supporting cast who, like you said, J.K. Dobbins, I think, should be voted in as the comeback player of the year, because the injuries that he's been through are crazy. And season after season after season, that's crazy. And it's not like before he got hurt. Yeah, he was always doing good in those seasons too. Like he'd have like a string of like 3 great games, and then all of a sudden injured. Then he'd come back the next season, another 2 great games, and then injured, and then injured, and then to have a season like this
I'm
where
still worried it's gonna happen. I'm trying to push that away and not, bring
I
that
don't think,
into the universe, but
but I also think that also has to do with like coaching staff and the environment you're in and the way they train you and the way they push you. Um, Not to say that those guys were doing anything bad over there, like to get him hurt on purpose, but I think
mhm.
where he's at now and the way they're taking care of him there are also probably due to the injuries that he had in the past. So those guys now, where he's at in San Diego again, where he's at now in LA, it's different because they know that he's had those injuries. So now they know what to look for when they're taking care of him, or resting him if he needs to be rested.
Mhm.
Just yeah, they're able to look at all those things now and put out a plan for him to be healthy. So I think it's granted you should be worried, that's warranted, but I think he's in a whole different situation now, mentally, physically, coaching wise, all of that. So
Lad McConkey, 6 targets, 6 catches, 111 yards, 2 touchdowns. And then J.K. Dobbins and tight end Will Disley also each had 7 targets. So the ball is being slung. But McConkey, do you see any of the McConkey touchdowns? I think he had like a 60, 70-yard touchdown, like a catch
yeah,
and a
he's
breakaway.
nice, man. So these Georgia guys, man, and I'm gonna say it, these white boys from Georgia that catch these that are catching balls on
These
here.
interior wide receivers from
Hey,
Georgia of the Baylor
so
skin.
again, right. Brock Bowers, you already know he's leading the is it just tight ends? Just tight ends.
I think he's
He's
leading the
leading the
league in
yeah,
receptions.
he's leading the league. Is it the league maybe? I don't know. I know
It's
definitely
definitely tight ends.
it's definitely tight ends, and then breaking records there.
Mhm.
You got Lad McConkey, who's just been great for those guys inside. He's strong too. He plays wide receiver, but he's almost playing like Bowers almost plays the same position as him. They kind of throw him
Mhm,
in,
mhm.
give him the same routes. And then there another guy out in Seattle, Bobo. That guy's pretty good too, catching the ball. I like him. And then same mold as as the other two. So
They're all from Georgia.
yeah, and they look the same out there when they're on the field running the routes. They're always in the right position. Like like, he's laughing because he thinks I'm talking about this game because that too.
They look the same out there.
But I
Uh,
bet you white people never heard that before.
yeah,
Uh,
no, right. They just all look the same. It's nice to have, and we'll talk about Bowers here when we talk about the Raiders here in
no,
a
we
sec.
won't.
But
No, we
it's
won't.
it's nice to have guys that you can rely on, that are going to catch the ball, and I think that also helps a lot with the trust from your quarterback to even attempt to throw the ball to you, is knowing that you're going to give them a good chance to catch it and move the team forward, not just like I think as a quarterback, if you're throwing the ball down the field, you're kind of risking it, right? You're taking a chance. You're also
Right.
calculating in your head, like, do I even bother throwing it down the field if the guy can't catch it? You got to feel good about it, to
That's
take that
true.
chance.
That's true.
So I think Bowers, McConkey,
McConkey, yeah,
some of these guys are really showing that they've got good hands and can make the catches.
for sure.
Speaking of breaking things, one of the Saints defensive linemen tried to rip Justin Herbert's knee twisted up from the ground. He was like holding on to his leg and then trying to roll and squeeze and try to break his leg
It's
during the
exactly
game.
what it
That
looked
was
like.
crazy.
In the NFL, they call it the Gator rule because it's the same thing that Gators do when they have prey in their mouth and they're trying to
Latch
kill their
on.
prey. Yep, and then they roll. Yeah, exactly, and that's what it looked like. Look, he he could in his mind honestly believe that he wasn't trying to do anything egregious, but the video doesn't lie. If you didn't see the ball gone, then that's crazy. Like maybe you should have more awareness. Uh, but yeah, no, because he's really grabbing at the knee, then he tries to roll. And guys in the NFL know what they're talking about when they're calling you dirty. It's because
Mm-hmm.
either one, they probably did it before, two, or they play in the NFL. They see it all the time. Guys talk about it in the locker room. And
You're not
now,
trying to injure each other out there. I mean, you might play with that mentality. I got to hurt somebody. I got to hit somebody. But
right,
you
right,
don't want to like take away somebody's food. Just
right.
like
But that, that was, I mean, I don't know, but it was great to see his linemen, Justin Herbert's linemen, come to help him. And some of those guys are some of the most protective guys in the world. Like
Mhm.
the way they protect their quarterback, like man, he was ready to pummel that fool. Like
There's certain things where like kind of gray areas where like he was stepping out on the sideline, takes a late hit, the whole team shows up, especially the
right,
linemen.
right.
But definitely seeing like Bradley
So
Bozeman, the Chargers center, respond in such a way like he like when the guy took Herbert down to the ground, Bozeman saw everything, saw him twisting up his like ankle, trying to rip that, like
bruh,
putting that pressure on his knee, and he freaking dove into that guy. He started like giving him like forearms and stuff, and started like
yep.
shaking him up. And Bozeman did not, I don't think, get a penalty on that play for that unnecessary,
No,
that
he
that extra
wasn't
roughness,
penalized.
because
Right.
the ref was like, "Yeah, you kind of deserve that, buddy. Get up, get up."
Right. Get up. That's what you get. Now go back to your sideline and don't do it again.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you kind of dished out. But that was good to see the response, and like being very clear that they're not going to allow that BS to hurt their franchise core, especially quarterbacks. Like you said, most
Definitely.
important singular position in all of sports. That's where the
Yeah.
money is. If the quarterback is injured or not playing, the offense falls off. We're going to talk about Tua here in a little bit and how he kind of resurrected the Dolphins offense, but it's been so
Uh,
tough to watch. It's been a bummer to keep track of how bad the offense has been without their starting quarterbacks. But good to
yeah.
see that. That was a real football play. Kind of made me upset that guy was doing that, and he looked so obvious that he was trying to injure, not tackle or
Yeah.
anything like
Yeah.
that. And the
I mean,
ball was
hey,
away for like 3 seconds. The pass was
if,
gone for a while, and
if
he
I'm
was
a
still trying to
lineman,
twist him up.
if I'm a lineman, I'm telling my agent to sign me there because the way he protected Justin Herbert must be buying them really good food for him to protect him like Justin Herbert's taking care of his lineman. That's the only explanation
Nice.
that he'd go that hard for.
Love to see it. Okay, last one on the Chargers this week. They are going to the Cleveland Browns. A couple weeks ago, I was really happy about this game because we
Trap
were going to
game.
play Deshaun Watson.
Trap
But
game.
now I don't think it's a trap game. I think the Chargers need to be on their toes. I think they need to be ready because this is one of those
That's what I
games that they
mean.
could lose.
That's
Well,
why it's a trap game.
okay,
But
yeah.
yeah, but I don't think they're going into that game with the mentality that they were just going to beat up on Cleveland because Cleveland as a whole, their team as a whole, they're not that bad. So
they got Nick Chubb back. They have
they still have
Miles
Miles Garrett.
Garrett. They still have Miles Garrett.
Yeah.
Definitely some stars out there you got to kind of game plan around, but nothing I feel like it's like not anything the Chargers can't handle. But also, if it was this same team with their old quarterback, Deshaun Watson, playing, I think you could just show up on Sunday, not even practice the week. You could just show up that Sunday in Cleveland,
Wow.
knock it out, and pick up the win, go back home, get ready for the Titans. But now that Jameis Winston is taking over because Deshaun Watson is out, torn Achilles,
Yeah. Towards
Jameis Winston
his career.
has taken over, and the offense is actually offensing. Like they're not, the 32nd worst passing attack anymore. Jameis Winston, known to take some shots, right? He was one of the only 30 and 30 guys, 30 touchdowns, 30 interceptions in history. So he's definitely willing to put the ball in the air and downfield. Cedric Tillman kind of popping out of nowhere.
Right.
Jerry Judy, not as much. I thought Jerry Judy was going to take over that kind of Amari Cooper role, but it seems like Cedric Tillman, the wide receiver for the Browns,
Well, I
is
think
more
because
Jameis's, like he knows him better because they are like
that's
backup practice guys or something.
that could be due to teams also just concentrating a little more on Jerry Judy since they know he's been,
He's the
he's the
best.
more he's the more talked about receiver on that team. Has also the more experience starting on the team. I mean, he was a guy coming out of college that had high expectations and
Where did
Cedric
Judy go?
Tillman,
Bama?
Bama baby, yeah,
Oh
had that
dang.
string of. I mean, they still have some great receivers coming out of there. Um, the transfer that went over to Texas, Isaiah Bond is having a great season, and the
Mhm.
receivers they have now. But like I said, yeah, Jerry Judy was
Jerry
in that same
Judy.
team as Henry Ruggs. Devontae Smith was on that same team. Um, there's
Damn,
there's a few
that's fun.
more. Yeah, there.
Who was their quarterback at that time?
Oh man, actually funny you say that because he has colored his hair again to the same color that he had it in Bama. So it's like I don't know, it's weird. It's like an auburn colored reddish orange. I don't know.
Who's that?
It's the Guardian Cap. He should really be the Guardian Cap spokesperson. I'm
Oh,
saying he
Tua
could
dyed
turn.
his hair.
He dyed his hair. He dyed his hair. He
Yeah, it's
now
like
he
a new
looks.
era. It's
He
just like
definitely
when you
looks like
dye
he's
your
from
hair,
Hawaii.
you're ready to like refresh. It's like buying the 8-pack of toothbrushes and
Hey
taking a brand
man,
new one out there. It's like
look, this is the thing. That dye is specially
life.
made. He got it somewhere, like from NASA. It has some kind of protective covering we don't see. There's a force field that comes with the dye, and that's what makes
Little jets on it when you fall backwards.
right. Yep. So expect if you haven't had
Oh,
to start them this week, expect a really big game from Tua and I'm hoping Waddle.
you're just hoping Waddle does good. Same. I have him, I think, in 2 leagues.
But
Okay, for the Browns and the Chargers next week, what do you think is the main key to winning that game for the Chargers?
slow the game down for the Chargers again. Well, not really slow the game
Run,
down.
yeah.
Yeah, speed it up for them. Run the game. Time of possession, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Just doing the things that they've been doing. And
I'm
when
kind of
Herbert,
scared of Jameis.
yeah,
He
you're
has he
yeah,
has
yeah.
God on his side.
Hey, he also said, there's only one opportunity. You only get one opportunity.
This is his fourth starting team.
Bro, he quoted the intro from
Only get
Eminem,
one opportunity, one shot. Are you ready? You gonna let it slip?
Mom Spaghetti. Yeah. So, no, yeah, Jamie, he's never been uh short of confidence. So that
Mm-hmm.
you really have to be worried about because anybody that goes into a fight, a game, competition that has that kind of confidence is always dangerous because they don't ever believe they're going to lose. They always believe that they're like two plays away from
Yeah.
from a victory.
There's only
And
2 minutes left, but they still think they can do it.
right,
Yeah.
exactly. Like they're down like 21 with 2 minutes left. In his head, he's still like, nah, we got it. That's
You
that's dangerous.
gotta you gotta have that
That's
mentality,
true.
or else you have zero chance.
That's his superpower. Also,
Okay. Yeah.
we think the accuracy 30 for 30. He's pretty accurate with that deep ball. I mean, yeah, 30 for
Yeah.
30, but
I don't want to pull up Jameson Winston's stats. I feel like it's
hey,
we
look,
know what to expect.
look,
He pushes the
they,
ball.
field play and stats, they never match up, bro. I'm just saying. When
Yeah.
he's got to win, when he's got to win, he wins. So
He beat the Ravens. That's crazy. I know it's a divisional match and anything can happen, but the Ravens I know definitely weren't expecting to lose that one.
I really thought New Orleans should have gave him a chance to start
New
before going for
Orleans,
Derek Carr. The Saints,
who should have started there?
Jameis.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
oh, what is it between Jameis and Derek Carr?
Well, they went out and got him while they had Winston on them. But I think they were also really considering just moving Taysom Hill back to quarterback instead of having him as
Oh yeah.
a Swiss Army knife.
This
You
fool
know,
Dennis Allen gonna get fired.
yeah,
You're gonna
definitely.
freaking pick a quarterback and stay
But
with him.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, I mean, the Chargers just really have to come up with a defensive game plan that they'll probably have to sit a safety back there most of the game. I think Jameis is always just going to be looking downfield to get that just that really the big play. That's what he does. He looks for those
Yeah.
big plays, and I think that's what he's going to be looking for on Sunday. They don't have that much of
Chargers
a.
are gonna expose this fool.
I'm with it. I'm with it. I'm behind. I'm behind you, not the Chargers. I'm behind
Appreciate you.
you.
Thank you.
So, yeah.
Say, I don't root for the Raiders. I root for the Raider fans to
See, there
be
you go.
happy. Okay,
There you
I
go.
especially when we play the Raiders. Well, when we play the Raiders, then neither of us is voting for the other person. We're going for ourselves.
That's
But outside
definitely
of that,
that's facts.
we want our family to do well.
Amen.
Speaking of the Raiders, do you want to talk about last week, or do you want to focus on Week 9?
Man,
You guys had to play the Kansas City Chiefs.
I told you, man. Right now, Alonso Alonzo Ball is back in the league, playing for
Alonzo.
Chicago, playing for the Bulls. Alonzo Ball is nice, great, man. The Bulls are great.
He moved
Uh,
on to basketball season. This was like, oh, this is not gonna happen. I'm gonna
no, man, they did a great job against the Chiefs. And that's the kind of,
close game.
man, it's a close game, and they have talent on that team. They haven't put it together. Um, I'm still an AP guy, even though, yeah, a lot of the cues that he's a lot of the miscues are might have been his fault,
The
lack of
coach.
coaching experience. Yeah, definitely. It can't always just be on players. I think this game too really exposed Gessie as being, I don't know how he's been an offensive coordinator in the league for so long. He doesn't, his office doesn't do anything for you. Like it doesn't, I don't know.
Minshew, 24 of 30, 209 yards, 2 touchdowns. Brock Bowers,
Brian
5 targets, 5 catches, 58 yards, leads the leagues in receptions. Then Jacoby Myers also caught one of those touchdowns. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But you're saying that was more individual than system?
Well, yeah, no, that's what consistently working. But um, it has to be for the whole game. You can't just like randomly have plays at the beginning of the game and then towards the end like fizzle out. Like you know, uh, and that's been our season, not just that game.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So yeah, uh, it's I don't know. It's also Minshew on that last play. Like you got to get the ball in your hands. You can't stay in the pocket. I know you're trying. For me, I thought Minshew. I think Minshew thought he saw his opportunity to spark the Raiders, like the season for he build something up for the season with that win, and decided he was going to do it himself. Be that spark for them. But had he stayed in the pocket, didn't even collapse. If you're watching tape, the pocket didn't collapse. He ran outside of the tackle, and that's how he got stuck out there. There was nowhere to go. Had he stayed in the box, he had, I don't know if it was Bowers that just on the back end of the end zone, like
You just
as
didn't see him.
he's like, well, because Minshew left the pocket too early. He didn't let the play develop.
His eyes came
Yeah,
down. He was
yeah.
looking in front of him.
Pocket didn't collapse. He didn't have to move outside the pocket. He could have sat there at least for another 2 seconds and waited for that backside receiver to come across the back of the end zone and wide open. Would have been a touchdown, would have ended the game. But you know,
I
was
mean,
it? I mean,
I
I
didn't
get it.
expect you guys to be like within one score at the end,
I
but you guys, I mean, and it might have been busted open in the fourth quarter and like been a 2-score game for the Chiefs, but just the fact that you guys were kept it so close so long, what was that? Were the Chiefs off? Was the defense,
I mean,
winning versus
people
them? What would you
people
say?
will tell you that the defense was like the chart. Sorry, people will tell you that the Chiefs are having like this is statistically Patrick Mahomes' worst season, as they say, and that the Chiefs are still not at like performing at midseason, but bro, they're undefeated. They're winning. Like I don't know what you want them to do. Beat people by like 70 points. That's not sustainable.
To beat
So
people comfortably, to be like, oh, you're the
yeah,
best team in the league. You
they
shouldn't
are the
like
best team in the league.
be hanging around with Gardner Minshew. You know,
Yeah. No, they're definitely the best team in the league. Their defense has always been like, you know, they haven't been great, but they made the plays to win. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. They
yeah,
always make the plays.
always make the
Yeah,
plays to win. So that if people haven't seen that for the past 3 seasons, then I don't know what you guys are watching. This is coming from a Raiders fan. They they make plays to win. That's why they're the number one team in the league. They do have the number one quarterback, probably the number one player in the league too. So yeah, I don't believe that they're like in a bad season. They make the plays. You ask why the game was so close. I
the
do believe
Chiefs in a bad season.
people are thinking that the Chiefs are like statistically, like
That's
they
crazy
don't
to think they're like 7-0. Like
right.
they're
That's what I'm
yeah.
saying. Like, but so the Raiders, I think they played to the level they can play, but they also play to the level of the Chiefs. Like you play somebody, everybody talks about
Hmm.
teams playing down to someone's level, but they never
Yeah.
talk about teams really playing up to someone's level. And I think the Raiders defensively played to their potential, but also played towards the level that KC came in with. You
That's
know,
either like the players taking it upon themselves to step up, knowing it's a big game, a big division game versus, the best opponent, or
right?
something, like culturally, systematically, like you could say the coach is the reason
Definitely,
like they're on their P's
definitely.
and Q's
For me,
in a big
I'll take
game.
the cop out. I'll say it's a little bit of both. They still got some good guys in the team, like Jacorian Bennett, and even though there's been a lot of plays they've been busted on, Jacorian Bennett and Jack Jones are they're two pretty good young corners. Shoot, Nuke said it after the game when they interviewed him and they asked him about Jacorian Bennett and Jack Jones. He said that they're two very good up and coming corners in the league that if they stay together, they'll be really great, have a really great
Nice
career.
together.
Yeah, together. So yeah, I mean, the D line, we don't have the big names on it anymore, like Christian Wilkins in the middle, but you still have, again, arguably the best defensive end in Max Crosby still on there, who came up with two big sacks early in the first quarter. He always gives Patrick Mahomes, he's up for it in every game. Like you never see him play down to competition, but he does. He gets up for it when he plays against Patrick Mahomes because he knows Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league. So he gets up for it. There was a sequence in there that they had him arguing with the who was he? Oh, with was it Hunt that he was arguing with? And then like just the respect that good players have for each other is crazy because they're arguing, and then after they're done arguing, they're dapping each other up in the spirit of competition.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think the defense really played up to the level of the Chiefs offense, and
Okay.
that's why the game was so close. And yeah,
Next week's game, you guys are traveling to Cincinnati to face the Bengals. Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins missed the last week, but he's also a big time name. Uh, any thoughts on that?
yeah, I think the Raiders come out. I think that was promising for them. I know there's a lot of questions surrounding him now, especially with Luke Getsy, the quarterback position still. I'm pretty sure a lot of people who are analysts who do that for a living, they have AP on the hot seat as well. So, but I do think they go into Cincinnati and I think they pick up a win. They got Jacoby Myers back, who's been pretty solid the last two games he's been in there. So it's good to have help. I mean, if you're a Brock Bowers fan, you're like, oh, well, it takes away touches from Brock Bowers, but it also helps Brock Bowers win a game. So, um, he's still getting his catches. He's still going to get his looks, but I like that Brock Bowers has a little bit more help there. Not to take anything away from Tucker, who's been there since Jacoby Myers is hurt. He's doing his best,
Ah,
but
Trey Tucker.
hey, man, that's what
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That was
you
my
jinxed us
fault.
both, bro. You jinxed us both. You shouldn't have
Uh,
taken it.
I was
He was doing
tinkering with
great.
my fantasy lineup and I had Josh Downs in my flex spot. Trey Tucker wasn't even on my team, bro. But I went and got him off the freaking waiver wire and put him right into my lineup. Josh Downs, 2 touchdowns, has 20 points. Trey Tucker only has like 3 points, 3 fantasy points. I end up losing. I end up losing by 5 or something. That was my fault. It's just a bad taste.
Oh, you jinxed
But
it, man.
yeah, Trey
You jinxed it.
Tucker, Jacoby Myers. I okay. Got to
Yeah,
do good going up against the Bengals. But you're saying they're gonna do good.
I think the mom's back, and if you are looking for a way to pick up and you can pick him up, another guy who's quietly been doing pretty well for the Raiders, Madison. If you can pick him up, he's probably
Yes.
worth the pickup right now.
Yeah.
Alexander Madison. So, um, yeah, yeah,
Not like a super hot name, but definitely getting like
right,
over
right.
10 carries plus 5 targets. That's
Yeah,
definitely at least flex
he's
usage.
been averaging the past 3 games. If you play fantasy, at least 10 points every game. So that's
Nice.
pretty good for running back.
Dependable.
Yeah,
Dependable.
very
I like
dependable.
that. All right. Yeah. Let's also talk about our cousin Tua, who returned to action after being taken out of a game in September. Tagovailoa returns, and the Miami offense is back on track. It really shows the importance, like we were talking about, that the quarterback spot. Arizona did come back at the last second and kick a field goal to win 28-27, but
That's
Tua,
a that's a defensive slight. You know what I mean? Like Tua can't be out there blocking kicks and
yeah.
intercepting balls. So
But I mean, this is a Dolphins team that put up 70 points before, so we're expecting
true.
them to put. I mean,
They'll get
but
to
this
it.
is
They'll
also a
get to it.
Dolphins team that was only scoring like 3, 7, 10 points
Last week, a couple weeks.
without Tua. Yeah, with Tyler Huntley, with Skylar Thompson, with freaking the other guy throwing the ball. So Tua comes back 28 of 38, 234 yards and a touchdown. He also had 3 rushes for 13 yards. One of those rushes was about a 10-yard rush. He picked up a first down. And the crowd was cheering when he like sprinted, and they were cheering when he got the first down. But then Tua slid feet first, and the crowd popped even louder, bro. Like they
Oh,
were cheering
oh no,
on
man!
his slide. They
I think
cheered on his
I don't
slide.
know. It sounded the same to me, man.
It was a big pop, bro. I thought it was like when they saw him slide and they were like, yes, please take care of yourself.
No, for sure. That was great to see. And great to see him get up and do the little first down celebration. It's
Yeah.
always good to. And all those stats that you just read out, the most important one was 0 concussions. So, uh,
no new head trauma.
yeah.
There's a lot of people like I think he was getting kind of antsy or upset about everyone asking him, "Are you sure you want to do this?" He's
For
like,
sure,
"Yeah."
for sure. And like it's like he gets it. I'm pretty sure he gets it because I know his wife and kids probably are big on his mind. I know if it, I don't know his parents personally, but I'm pretty sure his parents try to talk him about even just wearing the Guardian cap. He's got it from people that he is personally involved with, who he loves. People in the circle. So to have to answer that question over and over again, like it's like, bro, I'm coming back. I made the decision to come back. I'm not gonna wear the cap. Just like, you know what I mean? Can we talk about me playing now? Can we talk about the opponent that I'm gonna play? Can we
Yeah,
talk
let's
about
talk about, are you going to wear a Guardian cap?
yeah,
Sorry, do you want to do it? And also, Achan, he
yeah.
wears a Guardian cap. He's right next to him in the backfield, and that was after 1 concussion. So it's like, oh, do you want one too? No, Tua doesn't want to wear one. Speaking of Achan, 10 carries for 97 yards, 8 targets for 6 catches, 50 yards and a touchdown, getting crazy usage. That 8 targets is like, it's more than some starting wide receivers. So I feel like if you can, I mean, you probably aren't able to trade for him since he's doing so good. Who's going to trade him away? But if you can get
Yeah.
HN and he's getting that
You
usage, pretty good.
might have had a chance to trade for him before Tua got back. It probably wasn't a big chance, but it's a much better chance then. Yeah. So
Uh, okay, and finally, the Black Ops curse has been broken for Kyler Murray. There was a release. Was there a new Black Ops that came out?
Black Ops 6.
Black Ops 6. Okay. Apparently, all the other weekends there have been a big Call of Duty or a Black Ops drop. Kyler Murray has had bad stats because theoretically he stays up and plays too many video games instead of focusing on his job. But this week, 26 of 36, 307 yards, 2 touchdowns. And then he also had tight end Trey McBride for the Cardinals, 11 targets. This guy is a monster. 9 catches, 124 yards. Marvin Harrison Jr., 7 targets, 6 catches, 111 yards, and a touchdown. Next week, the Dolphins go to AFC East leading Buffalo.
Game. Is it are the Cardinals? If I'm not correct, I think they're leading the West NFC. Is that correct?
Oh man, maybe because because they beat the Niners.
Yeah.
Okay,
So I
so the
think
Cardinals and the Niners and the Seahawks are 4-4, and the
they get the
Cardinals are
tiebreaker,
above
right? Yeah.
because they're 2-0 in the division. The Niners are 1-2 in the division, and the Seahawks are 0-1 in their divisional game so far.
Wow.
So Cardinals on top with some tiebreakers. Dang. Okay. Okay. I thought they were still that offense whose defense couldn't win games, but
They still are. They still are, but
but they're at least making
I
it.
think
Okay.
I think they score more points now than everybody else.
All right. The NFL trade deadline is coming up next Tuesday. We've seen a lot of teams take advantage of kind of that trade window coming to an end.
Yep.
Who were the big wide receivers that went? Devontae Adams went from the Raiders to the Jets.
Deontay Johnson,
Amari Cooper went from the Browns to the
Brown.
Bills.
Yep.
DeAndre Hopkins from the Titans to the frickin' Chiefs. I'm very interested to see how that's gonna play out, and if that's more kind of a flag that Travis Kelce can't win one-on-one balls so much anymore, and they're like, we need another guy that can like aggressive catch this shit. You said Deontay Johnson from the Panthers to the Ravens for a pick swap, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, 2 pick swaps, and I think again, it all depends on what your team is doing right now. And I think even though we've seen the Panthers in a rebuild mode when they went for Bryce Young, I think they're still in rebuild mode. So I think they're gonna try to grab a bunch of picks as much as they can. Probably trade, try to package in for maybe another first round pick, something like that. I imagine.
For
So
who?
I think they're gonna try to make these trades and package them
Oh,
and
okay.
for a higher pick in the draft and maybe get like 2 first rounds or have 2 second-round picks in the first round. So I think that's what they're preparing for.
They could trade Bryce Young.
They could, but I think he's too high profile right now at the moment.
First overall pick 2 years ago.
With the trade they did for Bryce Young to acquire Bryce Young in the draft, they traded away their own pick the following year, so they didn't have a first round pick this year. So or last year, sorry. So yeah, they're not gonna trade him away. I don't think it's gonna come in the offseason. He's still young. I think they can still work with him, and I think the coaching staff that just got in there, they haven't had time to work with him. So I think maybe they're gonna try to give him some time to work with the current coaching staff. So
there was this ESPN article talking about the trade deadline coming up, and they mentioned Bryce Young specifically, and they were like, you could probably only get a 4th-round pick for him. So you could do that, move on, get your 4th-round pick, or you can try to rehab him and maybe get like a 3rd or a 2nd if he gets better. Right. And you still want to trade him away, but also who do they have in? They got Andy Dalton. He's not the long-term solution, so you still have to figure out who's going to be your quarterback.
Yeah.
You mentioned Jordan Addison possibly going to an AFC East team.
Possibly going to the Patriots. It's not confirmed yet, but they have been talking. I do have a source there. I know it's funny to say, but yeah, talking to some people. Yeah, it could be real. Jordan Addison posted something. Granted, he has been using the term since high school and college, 3-3, and so he came out and he had a post about it. I think he tweeted about it, and then he came out saying, "Look, you guys are buying too much into it. It doesn't mean anything. I've just been using that caption since high school, college. It's just something I use." But also, I'm pretty sure he's pretty upset that he's not getting the targets he thinks he's getting. He has been injured a little bit this year, but it's hard to play on the team with Justin Jefferson and be like, "Look, throw me the ball too."
You're not the number one anymore on the team.
Like, come on, bro.
Justin Jefferson is.
Exactly. Come on. And they do have their tight end coming back soon. So that's just more targets taken away from him.
Okay, it's been half a season, right?
Right.
Jordan Addison missed some time, but his totals on the year, how many catches do you think he has in 7 or 8 games?
I want to say less than 10.
He's got 14 total catches.
Oh, okay.
Over like 5 or 6 games, that's two or 3 catches a game, 231 yards, only 1 touchdown. He popped a lot sooner, a lot more in like his rookie year. So this is, but him saying free 3, his number next to a picture of him, is more like, I think, I'm getting locked down in these games, but either throw me the ball more or let me like break out of this. Not necessarily like I'm a prisoner of this team, free me and get me somewhere else.
Nah.
He said, nah, I got sources.
But look, hey, You want the what? You want the offensive coordinator to scheme the passing game around you, bro? Go out there and make some moves. Get open.
Hey, yes, yes. And because Justin Jefferson is on the other side, you should be getting the better, DBs,
Exactly.
more open space. So definitely go out there and eat. Just play the game, eat. But he's not, something's not going right. Any other possible trade candidates? I got a couple here on the list from a
I
from a
seen
trade article.
you said like Zadarius Smith. That's pretty. That's he's still a really good
Yeah.
defensive end that can go somewhere. So like teams like Detroit who lost Hutchinson.
Oh yeah. Yep.
They could be buyers. The trade deadline again. Another team we're just talking about having a subpar defense. Arizona because they're obviously in the thick of things right now. Playoff race and their offense is really putting up great numbers. So since we're talking about defensive ends, I'm just going to be awesome defensive ends. Arizona could be a buyer for Zadarius Smith as well as Detroit. And so every defensive end that I'm going to name, Detroit should be actually a buyer for all these guys because they're the ones really looking for help. Preston Smith, another guy, Green Bay, who was with Zadarius Smith together in Green Bay. They could be done with him. San Francisco could be another buyer too. They're a little thin on the defensive line. Baltimore as well. Jadeveon Clowney with the Panthers, just a vet that you can put on a team, and he doesn't have to do like the things he used to do back then, but he's still serviceable. I mean, if you named a whole bunch of defensive ends in the league that were available, and Jadeveon Clowney was on them, I definitely look at Jadeveon Clowney.
Hello,
Seattle
hello.
could be a buyer, you know.
What up? What up?
Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Can you
All
hear
right.
us,
Yes, sir.
brother E? Right?
What's going on, family? Sorry to interrupt you, Forrest. What's going on?
Right,
You know, you good. Welcome in. Welcome in. We're talking about
Anybody
these possible trades
yeah.
with the trade deadline, the NFL trade deadline coming up. We're almost wrapped up with this. Jets, Mike Williams
Mike Williams
might need
could
to
be
find another
plus.
homes. Aaron Rodgers hates him.
Oh my gosh, poor guy. Christian Kirk is probably the number one receiver around the league that's being talked about getting traded. He did go down. I don't know how long he's out for, but Christian Kirk would probably be the number one target for teams in the league. Pittsburgh is looking for a new wide receiver to help. Houston is looking for one as they just lost Stephon Diggs. Tampa Bay also without two of their receivers, one who's out for the year. So Treylon Burks is an interesting name because he hasn't done much in Tennessee, but he was a high pick. He could go to a team that's looking for like just help off the bench, really, like San Francisco. The Chargers could be a buyer, honestly.
I think it's just like if you're in a situation where you have injuries or like you made another trade, you need to fill something in. That's where the trade deadline is, where you can make something happen. But it's like it needs to have someone else is disgruntled over there. We can make something work, bring them over here, and that helps fill a void. Some of the other ones are Rams. Tre'Davious White has been given permission to seek a trade. And then with Jonathan Brooks for again back to the Panthers. Jonathan Brooks coming back for the Panthers.
Miles
Rookie
Sanders.
running back. Chuba Hubbard they want to keep, but Miles Sanders is like 4 years, 16 million or something that they also want to get rid of.
A name you probably haven't heard, but someone I was talking to who plays in the league, Travis Etienne, could be on the move.
Oh. Travis Etienne?
Yep, he could be on the move. Bigsby's been great for them. He's showing up every day. And then Etienne's value has honestly, if they were to trade for a team was going to trade for them, they wouldn't be able to ask for a second round anymore because his value's gone down so much in the past couple of games. You might only get a third round for him. So
maybe even less. Like these people are going for so much freaking less than as far as draft picks
that I would love to see move in a different jersey into a specific team. I think Adam Thielen would be really good in San Francisco. I think he needs to be moved to San Francisco.
Didn't he get hurt?
Yeah, but he can get better.
They already have enough hurt wide receivers. They needed
I think his skill set would really fit in with San Francisco. That'd be cool to see him in the San Francisco jersey.
Yeah. I think they have a limit on how many white skill players you're allowed. Oh yeah,
how
many hurt.
They only got one. They got Parasol, and then you know what I mean?
Debo got pneumonia. Ayuk doesn't have his ACL right now. Freaking Jawan Jennings is still out.
Right.
I don't know how it's gonna work. I know it will. They'll get better. Yeah, okay. So that's the trade stuff. Now let's talk with brother Eri Hosea.
Yes,
What is
sir.
going on? Welcome back to the show.
Hey man,
Uh,
what is good, man?
yeah, thanks for letting us wrap that up. You were here, obviously the founder of Levasa Island Apparel, but you have the Via Dolorosa Fall Market coming up November 9th at Via Dolorosa Church in Modesto, California. You guys did one last month. What would you say, how this came about and how it's going?
Um, man, it's really just fundraising opportunities for the church. We just got a new fight out of this year, and yeah, man, all my aunties and uncles, all the elders of the Ecclesia was they're all getting older, bruh. You know what I mean? And with hella deaths in the family, I don't know, like all the cousins, my generation, especially my older brother, and um, we was just like, that age where you realize, like, yo, it's like, damn, we're the old heads, bro. We got to figure out a way to make it happen the same way like our aunties, uncles did.
Yeah.
Damn, you know what I mean? Like we barely realize how the hell a church works, dude. Like,
Someone called you uncle, huh?
bro, they've been calling me that, but like
Oh, see,
I didn't know all the expenses that comes with holding. What is an
that's like,
ipu in the church? Yeah, like a
oh yeah,
coffee,
yeah.
right? And I was like, my uncle's all breaking it down, and then I was like, I think what got me this year, bro, to get more into like fundraising, community work in general, was like I seen all my aunties and uncles is using their social security, their pensions, their retirements,
Mm-hmm.
uh, putting it into the church, stuff for the church, stuff for the kids, since we was all younger. You know what I mean? And they're doing that now. And then now that we have a new Fafiao who's like has a lot of energy. He's not a Korean, you know what I mean? He's not that old, right? And so like he wants to do a lot of more stuff with the youth. And I was like, damn, bro, like I don't know, lightweight selfish juice, because I'm like, yo, when I get that old, I don't want to be dipping into my social security to be
For sure, no, hey.
pay the expenses of the church. You know what I mean? So I was like, man, I don't work with a lot of nonprofits over the last couple of years. Went to all they pop-ups, they markets, festivals. Let's try to see if we can utilize the land in the church. You know what I mean? Like space
Nice.
is one of the number one assets out here. So yeah, just really trying to get, I don't know, a lot more community events going at the church, bro, because we're really only there Saturday, Sunday, 5 days out of the week. That land, that building isn't being used. So yeah, there's just
Oh,
one,
okay.
yeah,
Might as
like one
well.
outlet to see how we can utilize the land more. And then just get more ingratiated with not just that side of Modesto, but the whole valley in general.
All right.
What is the history of your family in that church, or you personally in that church? Have you guys been there? Have you been going there all your life, or?
Yeah, man. So like, man, my grandfather was the Fife back in South City. Yeah, Daly City, South City. Um, and then yeah, I forget what happened. He wanted to move to the valley. I don't know why he picked Modesto, but I think it was like 2001, 2002.
It
He
was a
went he
burning bush.
right. He came out here with like my uncles and my dad. They found that church building, and then he was like, "Yep, this is gonna be a place where we can worship God freely." Um, like not on, because I guess he didn't want to be PE to the FAKSA. They were trying to get him to retire or something,
Yeah,
Oh,
right? Because you got to retire past a certain age, and he was like, "No,
yeah.
I'm gonna take all my kids and grandkids dip."
Gonna make my own church.
Yeah, bro, and like a lot of people followed him. And then after my grandpa passed, we had Taulau Tupua. He passed in 2014. And then we had another fight for Kavika Falekangaloa. And then now we have Pastor Jacopo Yese from San Jose.
what is the process of finding like a fight out? Does everyone get together and like, is there like a certain like I don't want to say a website, but like how do you find the list of available
Man,
pastors?
like that's where the people, it's straight. Well, man, Forrest used the word a while ago. It's like the FICA hotline or something, bro. Like
Oh yeah,
it was
yeah.
just
It's
straight up word of mouth. They're like, hey, who graduated from Malua? Who graduated from Kanana
yeah,
Fo? Who's not that old? Who can take our youth and live with them until they get older. So you know they were just asking around, calling people up, fitting that criteria, and then usually you have different fight for hours come to do a launga at your church. Well, at least this is what I've experienced growing up.
Yeah.
And, you know, they come and do like an interview thing, right? But um yeah, and so like it's really just that the launga that they come to, like, you know, do like a visiting thing. It's like an interview for them, but they do a launga, and then you know they see
Yeah.
how they gotta see
Yeah,
and the
for
church people react.
a lot of the younger guys who graduate, they're not given the church right away. So they'll do like you right just
Okay.
said, visitations, and they'll go up like uh a lot of it's on the West Coast. So they'll go up and down the coast, like being I hate to say it like this, but being featured at these churches every now and then, and visiting, and they'll do a lauma and stay there for like a couple of days, or maybe for the weekend. And that way, while they're looking for a church, they're also kind of auditioning to other churches who might be looking for a fight out, or
Working on their skills,
yeah, working on their skills.
presentation.
But that's also a big way that a lot of people are like, wait, kaya si out sa masingalingki, mo some coffee, you know? So they'll research that. But I'm sure also like um in like community um publications that they have for like Marua or Fernando Fold, every month they'll probably have a letter that goes out like of graduates or available fight out as well. So, but like Eli
Nice.
said, the best is the the best is the Polynesian network. It's
Straight
faster
up,
than any social media ever. Promise.
straight up, bro. Because like out of nowhere, my cousins they'll be like, "Hey, so we have this fight for outcome. He's related to the people over here, but do
Yep.
you remember them when we met them?" And I'm like, "No, I don't. No, I don't remember anybody. How do you know them?
Be
You know
nice
what I
to
mean?"
him. He's coming.
Exactly.
Hey, it's a
How do you
skill, man. It's
how
a
do you have
skill.
the whole like bio like the whole about me about Brad? What we don't
I'm
know,
telling
Brad.
you,
Like,
it's a skill, man. It's a skill.
Brad,
That's
yeah, it always astounds me, man. And I'm just like, yeah, he had a good long.
yeah, I mean it was good. It was good.
Yeah,
Uh
man.
that's interesting. I remember you talking about to us about trying to use the church and like figure out different ways to either help it, you know, help the church or help the community somehow. I don't know, you've been doing that with the food drive. Now you got the fall market. What is how did it go last time? Were there a bunch of vendors that were there and people could just come and park and shop around, or what's the setup? What can people expect?
Man, first one was all right,
Uh,
to be honest, man. Like I didn't have no signage, no fanfare for it. I just wanted to get one done so we can say we got it done.
yeah.
Right.
I'm glad the vendors that came out um really came through that day. And yeah, you know, I mean, those like I think we only had like 7 vendors, but we had a lot of the church people and their families come through. So like the turnout was barely decent, you know. And so like now with a lot more what is it?
Promo.
Lot more notice beforehand.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because everybody's like, yo, let me know when you're gonna do it. So I shot people a date and I bet. And then over time I started shooting them the exact like hours of the event, and then just really just trying to hit all like any vendors who could be present for it. But a lot of my folks out in the Bay, they got a lot of things going out there. So I don't know, like I really just look for like hyper local vendors.
Yeah.
Um, so you know what I mean, they'll be able to make it. It's not that far because
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, for all the Bay vendors, like it's always busy out there. You know, when it comes to like island events, island pop ups, because everybody's out there. You know what I mean? But like in the
Yeah.
Valley, it's legit. No pun intended. It's an island out here, bro. Like it's we
Yeah.
all, you know what I mean? Like we're all far from each other, so it's like, oh, what I'm gonna
Yeah.
go over there, Manteca or Lathrop for, you know, and so but I'm really trying to make it a recurring event because
Yeah. Nice.
yeah, just have something that all the islanders can look forward to. I don't know, every
So
couple months, but yeah,
What would you say the frequency for that is going to be? What you're aiming for? Every 2 months? Every month?
yeah, every 2 months, every other month, right? So that'd be
Okay.
once, yeah,
yeah,
2 months.
every other month.
yep. But yeah, just to network with all the Islander businesses, and it's not just Islander businesses. It's just that's what I'm leading with, and then
Mhm.
I'm looking for like vendors. Period. You know, any um any
Oh,
businesses that are local.
wow, you should
Because
have.
like a lot of it is realizing that a lot of folks say, that, hey man, I make tacos, or we pop up here selling burgers or funnel cakes, but a lot of folks don't have their business permits, licenses,
Oh, okay.
like food safety handlers cards, the insurance. It's
Yeah,
almost like
yeah.
a list. And so like just that, like, that's introduced me to more people who want to get more legit. Cause like, when I send them the app, they're like, oh shoot, bro, I don't have the insurance. Oh, what's this like safety handlers card? And I'm like, bruh, have you not like
Do you
have you
not do
not been
that?
anywhere?
No.
You know what I mean?
Are you selling tacos out the back of your car?
Right, right. And
It's out of a
like
cooler. They're wrapped.
you know what I mean? And like, bro, there's nothing wrong with that, right? But it's like that helps me network because like I'm meeting people that's legit starting it from the ground up, or
Nice.
they started
Definitely.
recently, or they've been operating without somebody being like, hey, bro, you never check this out, bro. Like file for your business license in your city. You know what I mean? Like, because people forget to do that from where they operate out of. Um, but yeah, shoot, sorry, I don't know if that answered your question. This my bad.
No, I want to. Yeah, I basically want to know more about who's going to be there and how it kind of runs. Like, if someone's going to show up on November 9th, um, what do you think they can buy? Are there already certain vendors, like local vendors, that you have that are going to be there?
Yeah, so shoot, right now it's only like a solid 8. Um,
Nice. More than the 7 you started with. Okay.
hey, right?
See?
You know what I mean? Like, granted,
That's
I'm one of them,
moving
so I
on
don't
up.
consider, you know what I mean? I still consider it 7. Like,
Hey,
but the goal is to try to get up to like 15 to 20. But so the front of the church, um, we can fit like 16 vendors up there, 20 if we use the other side, but we're gonna use that side for people to drive in with their cars.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, so right now we got some folks out here that make the half moon pies,
ooh,
the maxi salmo, the keke. I don't know if they call the keke pa the keke sangas. It looks like
yeah, that
fingers.
if they're coming from like up here, that's what they call keke for. I mean,
Why, bro? But
they'll call that masisayma. And then like some people, but the back in the day, that's what they were called keke for.
why?
But
They just
now, I,
okay.
Why?
All right.
I,
I'm like, this is
oh,
not a
sorry,
metaphor, bro.
this
This a biscuit.
that's what I'm saying. So like they're made from pork, like the flavors for those crackers, biscuits. They had a pork flavor that they would do it. They would make it, don't ask me how they would put the pork in there, but there it's a cake and was because they were pork flavored. So like a
Oh damn.
pork cake almost. That's some ones that are super literal with their name. So like cake and because there was pork in it, you know. And
Nice,
then
yeah.
I don't
Pork
know.
cake?
And then they started moving. They started filling monopours with like pork as well. So people started calling that cake and as well. You know. So some ones are kind of lazy naming their stuff. So, but
Uh,
definitely
those
they. Yeah, you get that. So.
those vendors though, like, is it just food or do you have other stuff? And do you have like names? Do they have like uh Instagrams or anything?
Oh, definitely. So one of them is Seal's Bakery. He's the one who does man, he caters a lot of the like
Events out
funerals, weddings out here in the valley for all the islanders. So Seal is the one that he does the half moon pies. Um there's another girl out here. Her name is her business name is Westeria Bakery. She just started, but she does some crazy stuff, bro. I'm really trying to cop a lot of her stuff. It's like some cookie cups with the Reese's peanut butter cup inside, and
Get out of
it's like
here.
different flavors, like a s'mores cookie cup.
That's got to be a
So
hit.
that's
That's gonna be a
Westeria
hit.
Bakery, right? And what is it? One of my other cousins from the city, Fernie's Favorites. Um, he does a lot of catering, like in general out there, like the grazing tables, appetizers.
oh shit. Wow.
Yeah, so like he does, and he's like a certified butcher, right? So like they gonna be out here, but they're gonna be making crepes. You feel me? When's the last time you had a crepe?
Yeah.
Uh, and then one of my partners from SAC, bro, he's gonna be out here selling kava. So I'm trying to hit all my Fijian partners out here.
Ooh, That's
Yeah,
fire.
but that's the brother Surge with Stay Rooted Kava. I don't know if you
Nice.
guys ever see his
I
stuff on
seen
there.
that on
Food,
Instagram also.
food, kava. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. And then Lely's Kitchen, they're the like Toke
More
Moana family.
food.
Yeah, hey, Island Barbecue there. Um, and then who else is coming?
It's gonna smell great.
Yeah, and then
In
yeah, and
this
then
section of the city.
I had to walk through like with some of my I think some of my uncles about it because they wanted the last pop up. All my uncles were like, "So kung nga fai se luau ma se kaloma, you know, avi se kalaka," and I was like,
Okay.
I was like, oh, okay, now you want to be a part of the
Right.
pop up opinion.
Now you want to help? Now you want to help?
Oh, now you want to be involved.
Right, they was just sitting in a circle drinking their wine. They're like, man, we can get a tent too, man. We can get a... I was like, hey, let's do it. You know what I mean?
They're gonna wake you up at 4 a.m. to do the.
I know, right? No, but yeah, like it's really just so those are like the businesses that are already signed into the app, but then there's some that don't have their permits and stuff, so like they're pending. But yeah, just really walking through some people, walking through it with a couple more businesses. I haven't tied them down yet, but man, still trying to get more into the date because a lot of folks are turned off by the fact that like, oh, it's only the second one.
Yeah.
Oh, like vendors or like it's not going to be worth it to them.
Yeah,
Getting established. Yeah.
right. And so like now it's just trying to find folks who are like
Tell them those.
the only people who will bite are like the newer ones. You know what I mean? That still
Yeah,
trying to get out there.
man. Tell them, hey, don't they want to be part of the story that grows that market? Don't they want to be part of that history?
They're like, I
Come
just want to
on.
be able to afford my business. Afford to
Come
operate.
on, man.
I mean, I can understand that, right? And that's what you were talking about. People are staying in the Bay because it's so busy and active out there that they know they're more likely to sell a bunch of stuff and sell out. But if there's people coming to the Via Dolorosa fall market, what would like your pitch be? Not pitch, but like just what can they expect to kind of be able to take from it? Good vendors, good food, obviously a bunch of different food.
Jesus.
Is it fun? Are you guys playing music? Is it super
No, yeah, definitely.
quiet?
We're gonna have some music there. We're gonna have a jumper, activities for the kids in the back.
Nice.
But yeah, definitely I would like how I'm encouraging people to come through is like, yo, come see the efforts that we're doing at the Via Dolorosa Church because it's not just for Islanders. You know what I mean? It's just I lead with looking for Islanders
Nice.
because those are the people I already know.
Yeah.
So when they do come to the South Side, they're gonna realize that yo, it's a melting pot down here. Because at our food bank the food bank is growing, right? So like that's like the main, I guess, outreach we have right now. Man, we're getting a lot of people every weekend. So just letting them know about it, it's like everybody that lives in that immediate neighborhood across street from the church, and they get to see like a home feeling, man. Cause like every time, the whole neighborhood comes through just for the food bank, we get to chilling. They get to talking Spanish to me. They get to learning some Samoan words. I was just explaining my theory of like how simoy and chamoy is the same thing to this one old like Salvadorian lady. I was like, hey, you know, chamoy, do you eat the fruit candy? And she was like, yeah. I was like, it's like this, but we call it simoy. This is Lee Moy from Hawaii. And then we we was geeking out over that. They're like, hey, what's up? Same.
Same.
And they were shipping. They're like, yours is more sweeter. I was like, yeah, it's different strokes,
Sugar.
different folks, man.
Yeah. We like it sweet.
Hey, we like diabetes.
I know. No, but yeah. So anybody, I guess, who hasn't heard of Via Dolorosa, man, I just really want to encourage them to come to the South Side, check out the field because it's just like it's legit the most grassroots thing. And this might be biased because I'm there like every weekend, you know what I mean? But it's like the first grassroots effort I've ever been like spearheading, with my brother and all my cousins, they're like, man, bro, this is how community gatherings work. Like you gotta have people who are consistent with it every day. And then you just gotta have it available, you know what I mean? The space available. But yeah, that's why I like that holding space term has really been ringing in my head so much lately that, like the events I went to growing up, like the swap meets, we have a flea market that's down the road on Crow's Landing. And like that became a thing because they were just every week. You know what I mean? And it's the same kind of feel when I go over there. There's folks that you've seen probably in passing or you actually know growing up, and that's kind of the feel I want to start developing right there at the church. Not just with the markets, but with community work in general. But if we have, these loud events and invite the public too, people realize, oh, okay, this is a church that they're welcome at. You know what I mean? With these events is the fall market, it'll be the intro. So many more community events down the line, especially during the week, or, whether it deals with, I don't know, academic resources, financial
Nice.
resources, you know what I mean? It's really, yeah, it's just a way to let people know that, like, hey, we at Dolorosa's out here. We're trying to do more work, get more ingratiated with the local community, and yeah, just let people know that the doors of the church are wide open. You know what I mean?
That'd be dope. Be dope too if you could get like a social services table down there from like the office out there.
Oh yeah, like a health nonprofit or
Right. And
somebody,
they could,
well, like a government one.
yeah,
Like
and then
one
they
that's
could,
like part of the
Bruh,
Modesto Department of Health type
yeah,
or California
dude, I didn't
Department of
even think
Health,
about that.
and be like,
yeah,
you guys
they
want to
could
talk
talk
to a bunch
about,
of people that like you could help out
yeah,
and give resources to or point in the right direction.
for the programs that they run. They could give information about the programs that they run, from like welfare to like job
Yeah,
searching, insurance.
yeah.
So,
Okay, Brad, that might have to be my next scene because I didn't even think about that.
yeah,
Because usually a lot of events I've been, the vendors they charge, right? But for the nonprofits that are just tabling,
yeah,
they don't like, we don't charge them because
right,
they're not selling anything. They're
yeah,
they're giving resources away.
Yeah,
like
Bro,
an
yeah, I gotta do
informational,
that ASAP.
yeah,
Good shit,
informational
bro. I
table.
gotta do that
Yeah,
ASAP.
yeah,
good idea, Forrest.
and then you know what? Have for the next one, you can start a performance. Have a dance group come out there, cultural dance group. Tap into like the
Oh,
Filipino community out there. You saw my story. I just made some Aeroscolo the other day. That'd be cool for out there in the bay because it's getting cold again. You know what I mean? So
Wait,
now
what'd you make?
everybody in the dance
Aeroscolo,
group. What is that?
How do you say
it's
that?
Aeroscolo. It's same thing as it's like Spanish, like how they have Aeroscopo, but it's a chicken soup with rice in it, ginger and garlic. So it'd be dope. A lot of the Spanish and Filipino influences, they influence each other, but more the Spanish and Filipino. So you'd be tapping into like two different cultures there with like the food and everything, and
You
definitely, yeah.
you get one taco truck there, and then
Oh,
everyone's
that's
gonna be like, "Oh shit! It's not just Islander stuff; it's
right.
everything." Now
Right.
it's wide open. Hell yeah!
Yeah. So,
Straight
but
up,
yeah,
bro.
definitely the informational tables because I know a lot of areas like that are people who either don't understand how some of those programs work, don't know how to get into those programs, and or some of them are just language barrier or cultural barrier and are afraid to go down to the offices and be not treated the right way. So if you get those guys to come down there,
But when
definitely,
it comes into your community, you're more like, "Oh hey, let
yeah,
me check out what's this? I've been wanting to learn, but I didn't want to go over there." Bro, that'd be
exactly.
dope. Yeah. Man, get Hawaiian Airlines out there. Give out some, just everybody that you see at the 4 days of Aloha, just get them out there in their companies.
For sure.
But definitely like the nonprofits and stuff that could actually
Yep.
resources
Yep.
and helping people. That's dope. You said Levasa is also going to be there. You guys are going to have a tent at the fall market. Who's going to be working the tent? What is going to be available for people to purchase from the Levasa tent?
Uh, man, a lot of the sweats, man. Like, I'm still trying to get these tie-dye ones off.
Hey, there they are.
Well, they're
Rocking them,
fire.
bro. I really like
The
how these came out, bro.
The other the sweater, the one next to it, that's a dope color. But the other color, I put that one right next to
The
it. That's
the
just
stamp
fire.
one?
Yeah, the lighter color one. Oh man, that's just fire. Yep, that's the one. That's
You
just fire.
handmade these posted collection tie-dye sweatsuits. You got tops and bottoms for each one of those
Oh yeah, just for these pairs.
in different sizes. What are the size ranges?
The Samoa stamp is large, and the Queen Charlotte stamp is XL. I really like this wave after wave print on the.
Yeah, that's fire.
What's the freaking like handmade tie-dye process like? You got to twist everything up and buy the dyes, and how long does that take?
Uh, 18 hours at least.
Sheesh.
Damn.
Cause like Yeah, you have to put them in a washer by themselves. And then like once they're like, what is it? Not soaked, but like moist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But
Yeah. Don't say moist in that voice, bro.
right, so that's when you tie them up. That's when you tie them up with the rubber bands, and then you get all your dye ready. And then you just hit it with the designs. But after that, you want to seal each one of them up in a plastic bag and let that sit for like 12 hours at least.
Okay, so it's sitting and like really soaking and getting into the fabric. What is
Yeah.
what was the inspiration for the tie-dye sets? Did you see like a different tie-dye art, or what were you thinking?
Uh, shoot, it wasn't last year, but I always see those. I don't know. It's a lot of work, but there's like the Galaxy tie dyes. You ever seen
Oh
those
yeah.
before?
They do a lot of socks in that style, the Galaxy style
Right,
socks.
with the crushed ice.
Yeah.
Like, bro, that was hitting my algorithm solid, bro, for like 6 months, and I just kept liking the post, and I was like, man, let me do some sort of tie dye, but because like it's just labor intensive, and you better check your water bill after, because like you have to wring it out, and you have to like keep the water on while you're like squeezing out the extra ink, or the extra dye, and like, you know what I mean? Like when you after like 4 garments, there's like 4 items. Like these was just 2 pairs of sweats, 2 hoodies. It was like hella water, bro. I had to water on for like 20 minutes, 20, 30 minutes. And I'm like,
Damn.
all right, bro, this is not sustainable.
This is
You
nuts.
said I'm gonna have to sell these so I can pay the water bill.
Right. I was like, dude, I gotta figure out a better way to do this, or really just outsource it to somebody who's really, like better at tie dyeing and
Mm.
has a who got it like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Who
We
got
got the
their
water
water bill
bill
like
maybe
that.
like
You
that,
got
yeah. For other Lavasa merch, it's getting cold up there. Or is it getting cold? I mean, we're higher than you in California, but it's hoodie season. It's
Oh yeah,
now
it's for sure
opening up
hoodie
the hoodie
season.
season.
Yes, right
definitely.
now just got a lot of quarter zips. Been mailing those out. But yeah, quarter zips, hoodies, crew necks. Yeah, regular streetwear items. You know what I mean? Like a lot of the pick up and go items, but there's just really been a lot of research into, I guess, I don't know, more like mainstay pieces, like some denim jackets,
Okay.
or like them flannel jackets.
Yeah. Or like a parka.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Parka.
something like that.
Yeah, buy some
Like
parka.
the flannel hoodies, stuff like that. It's
That'd be dope. Or what do they call them? Shackets. The flannels that are lined inside. So to keep you warm. It's not just
Oh,
like a regular
nice.
flannel. Yeah,
yeah, those.
that'd
That
be
sounds
dope.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just a lot of warmer weather. I mean, like cold weather gear, just hoodies, crew
Yeah.
necks.
Yeah. What's the best way for people to buy from Lavasa?
Uh, Man, I would say just DM me for what I got printed on hand, man. Because like by the end of the year, I'm phasing out of the website online method. It's called print on demand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're just outsourcing it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like that's worked well for me for like the
It's
last.
convenient, but you want to be able to make better margins if you do it hand to hand and mail it out.
Yeah. Because like I mean, man, the only reason I like the online ordering is because you can have so many different sizes, so many different colors, so many
Yeah.
different designs available at a moment's notice that people can like order whenever. But I don't know, like what I've learned this year is like I really gotta focus on the designs that hit, market that, and it's really like, man, what do you call it? Like X, what was it? Like X equals Y. You know what I mean? Like that leads to this, leads to that. Like,
Right.
Mhm.
like I've
Yeah.
noticed, bro, like just with the um pushing posts of photos that I took within the last 2, 3 years, people are like interacting with those more. Like they're like,
Yeah.
oh, do you got those printed on hand? I don't see that on the website, bro. Let me know when you got those in. It's like people are responding more immediately to that than just me posting blank mock-ups, um, that I get off the website. And it's because they see it active, they see it on somebody,
I was just about to say, yeah, that
they
they
see
can
it on
see
our
it what it
people.
looks
So
like
it's like,
on
oh,
somebody.
bro, bet I'm gonna get that for my son, I'm gonna get that for my nephew, I'm gonna get that for me. And I'm like, man, I really got focused on that. Just
Oh, Christmas. Buy a freaking shirt from Lavasa. as a Christmas present for people. They get the postage collections, get the
Right.
the meme ones. Like that can
Yeah.
definitely be a push. Like I mean, I don't know if it's an age thing, but I'm much more susceptible to accepting clothes now for gifts, like socks, underwear, shirts. But then even like nice hoodies and like graphic tees and stuff like that. That definitely is a good, Christmas gift idea. But you'd rather people GM you what or contact you and be like, yo, I want 2 large shirts with this print. And then you could like figure out how to hand make that and get it to them instead of them going through the website.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm definitely phasing out of the I'm
The whole
phasing out of the
website.
print on demand method, right? But I'm gonna switch up the whole website to just what I have printed like on hand. And man, a lot of my
Oh,
usos been
okay.
telling me to switch to that method. It's just I have hella designs on a drive, right? And I want to get it out. I want to see how people like them.
Yeah.
But one of my usos is like, yo, you gotta rock with what hits, bro. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like don't
Yeah.
wear yourself thin, bro. Like, folks love the South Pacific with the flag inlay, or they love the stamps. You know what I mean? So rock those on different looks. Don't rock, you know what I mean? And like the bright colors don't really sell too much. Granted, I do get some DMs of people that are wanting the neon colors of some different designs, but it's really just black, navy, maroon, bro. People are always asking for, and those are like it's the most consistent garment color people are looking for.
Yeah.
Uh,
So getting to okay. Is there a way you can is that sorry, is this what I'm understanding? That you're gonna turn the website into just stuff that you could send out that you already have
Yeah,
on hand?
myself.
Okay. Uh nice. Good. Instead of someone else making it and sending it off and you getting
Yeah, because
wait,
like the
is
margins on those, bro, whack. Like it's really on. It's like at most
yeah,
30,
yeah.
bro. But like it's helped me. Like when I can't, like when people can't make it to the festival, I'm like, hey, hit the website, and that's really only when I get on a lot of online orders is after I hit a festival somewhere, somebody couldn't make it. Bet I shoot them a discount code,
Mhm.
and they hit the website. Um, but even then, like over the last couple years, I'm realizing what data I'm looking for. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, okay, people land on this page, people search for this product specifically the most. People have ordered this one the most. People have emailed me about having these ready during, whatever season, or hey, do you got any designs um, for college teams, or college team colorways during like March Madness, or
Yeah.
yeah.
especially
Yeah.
football season, basketball season. And I'm like, oh man, like that's all stuff that has because like I didn't hit no festivals this year. I hit like one thing back in April. You know what I mean, during when we had a lot of funerals in my family. But yeah, like this year was like legit just trying to figure out how do I simplify everything, you know what I mean? Trying to put too much stuff out. It makes me lose track of what's it makes me lose track of the variables that I need to consider the most. You know what I mean? When there's like I'm worried about, nah, let me put this design out on these like, you know what I mean, simple blank
Yeah.
hoodies.
He's pretty much playing the numbers that you give.
Yeah, yeah. So now I can realize that I can like focus on one, market one, do a photo shoot for one.
Yeah.
Um, and then, get some sales. Well, hopefully get some sales from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, obviously, when you're looking at the data, it's whatever's leading to the sales, kind of what I feel like people start following. Uh, and that's also good to have the data to be able to look on the past couple years and seeing what works and what you can try to lean into to increase that. That's going to be a good switch for the website too. Good stuff.
Yeah, man.
Uh, for any other, hmm, trying to think for that the fall market. If there are any other vendors trying to sign up or anybody trying to get more information on how to get there, what's a good way to either contact you or get that started?
Yeah, just DM Levasa, man, and I'll shoot you the vendor app link. It's 85 a vendor. Um, but yeah, all the information would be in the vendor app link. You know what I mean, as far as licenses, insurances, and just simple information like your logo, menu. But yeah,
Alright.
just really just DM Levasa, bro. I'll shoot the link. Then we can organize it from there.
You know, information's all in the form, like Levi said, but folks don't forget. You gotta have a business license. Gotta have if you're cooking food, you gotta have a health card to cook the food while you're on site. So, you know, to save you some time, look into getting those and then hit Levi so we can have you at the market.
Nice.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, before we wrap on the marketer Lavasa, is there any other thing that you want to mention about it, or anything else about Lavasa?
Um,
Listen,
nah,
I am the boss up.
nah, bro. I'm trying to. No, the only thing on my mind was photo shoots.
Photo shoots.
Fire.
Yeah, marketing. It's like I've only done it with my family, but I'm always talking with Uso PD. But yeah, Forrest, Lance, brother. Sorry, bro, I'm gonna go off on a tangent, but like
No, you're good. You're good.
so like the main pivot this year was realizing that I gotta go into better marketing, right? But like not just marketing where they got my merch on and they're just posing. Because those do well. But like what has done great with what I've seen from other brands is like when they're telling a story. And a lot of the Islander brands I see are just in that and like I've done it so far as well, but they're just in that, hey, throw this merch on, take a dope pic, dope lighting, uh, you know what I mean, make it
Point,
beautiful, make
shoot,
it
post.
studio like, right?
Right. Yeah.
And I was like, okay, bet. That's what I've seen the most of. But the kind of photo shoots I want to do would like a visual essay, you know what I mean? If that makes any sense. But like I would like them to have on merch while we're doing something very culturally specific or significant. Right. Like one thing I've seen, bro, within the Fijian culture is like when they're celebrating somebody, like at I don't know, like a senior night at a game or like after a baby is born, they have this thing,
Yeah.
bro, where they keep bringing like yards of ies or siapos or congas, right? But they bring one after the other, bro. Every member of the family has one. So like everybody's in like one long ass line with their own yard of ie, with their own you know what I mean, little piece of conga or their fala or siapo, and they're all like in line, gifting it to that one person. And I was like, bruh, that's like, how do I create a little commercial of that? And they just happen to be wearing some Levasa merch, but the focus is the cultural event that's happening. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. No,
uh,
definitely. I'll give you an idea. Since you have a lot of them over there, you can have after all the important stuff, but when people are cutting shul or you guys have a palabra, you can have them bring in the stuff, doing the gomas, and a lot of the kids can probably would have to be the boys if you're gonna keep it super cultural. Can be wearing one of the t-shirts or a couple of the t-shirts while they're there, or people just walking around the palabra as they have all the merch on, and then it'll just go into the story of uh how you wanted to explain live also to everybody, and then your kokua to the church, but not only the church, your family, and that's how you picture live also.
yeah, bruh. Oh, bruh. So, like, a scene I have for that is really, one of those Usos puts on like a Levasa hoodie, and then we're really just like, I don't know, over the shoulder shots, or it's just action shots of following him, catching a conga, putting it in order, getting it ready
Yep,
for the next one, getting all the different pusapi supos, ordering those
that'd
in
be
line. Cut to him
that's
helping
dope.
out his uncle with the faspovi that's still sucking from
Hell
like
yeah.
8 hours ago. Cut to,
Yep.
you know what I mean? But it's just, stuff that we all relate to because we've been doing that. They just happen to be
Yep.
wearing the merch, you know?
Or
And now the merch is tied to it.
yeah,
Now
Right.
you're like, oh, every time I'm washing the dishes, or
yeah,
culturally, every time I'm cutting the soil, every time I'm doing
yeah.
this, every time I'm helping with the umu, Levasa's right there.
You had a great photo shoot. I think you guys were doing a SIBA night. That would be perfect too, because you could shoot them while they're coming into the SIBA night, getting ready, all the glitz and glamour that go into it, but they'd be wearing your stuff before they put all that stuff on. and then when they're
Oh,
done with all that stuff, they can put it right back on when they're hanging out with
Or wearing
everybody.
it to perform.
yeah, bro.
Yeah,
Because I see it now with my nieces and nephews, but I remember we did it back
Oh,
in the day when we was kids. But they still got like all the
wait, hold up,
Yep.
Beyblade
hold up,
all
hold
on
up.
their face
yeah, and the
and
lipstick
the
on, everything.
lipstick on,
Yeah,
and I was like, bruh, I gotta capture that because like, it's like after we're all done, because one shot I want to get is like, how they force you to dance for the,
yeah,
for, for every family
yeah,
for the SIBA. It's
yeah,
just so funny when I see my nephews and nieces. They're like, "Mom, why do I gotta do this dance?" You know what I mean? My cousin was like, "Because Toya's gonna dance for Auntie Yowie, and then she's gonna dance for Auntie Walloa, and then Tiana's gonna dance for this person." And I was like,
yeah,
"Bruh, I hella remember that, dog." You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I was like, "Man, why I
Night.
gotta do it?" And now like I dance because I love it, bruh. You know what I mean? It's just so funny when you see it in the kids now. They're like, "Why I gotta do the dance?" You know?
Exactly.
Like because each
There.
one of your cousins and your siblings is dancing for another family.
Yeah, because
It's
you have
so
to show off for my family. Come on.
right. And I was like, bruh, I gotta capture that. You know what I mean? Especially when they're doing TikToks after their dances and they still got the lipstick on,
Yeah,
all the makeup on. And like
that's dope.
how do I capture that? Because like that's something I haven't seen yet in the Islander brands, right? It's that like a lot of Islander brands keep saying we pushing the culture forward.
But
But in my
they're
mind,
still in the culture of the United States culture. They're
yeah,
still
yeah,
yeah,
because in
in
my
that
mind,
setting, the
I'm
setting
not
that they're in. Yeah.
I'm not trying to sound like that girl from New Zealand where like
No,
someone wants me to be humbled and shit. But
not Hannah.
it's like one question I'm always
Majorly,
asking myself.
majorly humbled.
But one question I'm always asking myself with the brand is like, bruh, it's just clothes. Nigga, how are you representing the culture? You feel me? Like,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
not just Samoan, but are you doing enough research and homework about the other cultures, the um like Saipan, Micronesia? You know what I mean? I'm
yeah,
for sure not doing enough research on that. But I love it because this is something I'm finna be doing for the rest of my life. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
and but yeah, bro, it's like that's the question I'm always posing to Pete when I'm brainstorming with him. It's like, bruh, at the end of the day, these is all just clothes, bro. Like, what is this brand really standing for if I'm not representing the specific and like very relatable parts of the culture and how am I actually pushing the culture forward? Am I representing the culture and the language well? Am I doing enough research on it? You know what I mean? Like, what am I doing like in real life to push it forward? Am I spreading enough awareness on certain topics? And bro, this year has just been a lot, not necessarily like negative self-talk to me, but it's like a lot of, hey, Eli, bro, like you keep saying that this brand represents the South Pacific Island languages and cultures accurately and responsibly. How? It's just a hoodie. You feel me? So it's like, what am I doing outside of that? Um,
How to connect it to the culture and have people understand it that
right,
it's
right.
connected. Yeah, I think an
you
ad
can,
where a shoot where it's like everyday stuff and the boss is incorporated into that is gonna be great. It's gonna be dope. But definitely keep the
yeah,
ideas keep huh? Definitely keep the ideas uh going and flowing and keep chasing it. We love to see it. Yeah, appreciate you for being on and telling us about Levasa Island Apparel Via Dolorosa Fall Market. Uh we're gonna wrap this up. We can stay on after, but we can I'm gonna close
Yeah.
this episode. Uh Before we hit shout outs, I'm gonna say some sports stuff that happened this week, and you guys can give one sentence each if you would like. Dwayne Wade got a memorial statue unveiled, and it looks nothing like
throw it
him.
away, throw it away.
Stephon Diggs torn ACL out for the seasons. Nico Collins also injured. What do you think the freaking Texans are going to do?
Barbecue.
Joe Mixon's ankle is going to be donezo. We talked about Anthony Richardson getting benched. Coach says Joe Flacco gives him the best chance to win moving forward. Is Anthony Richardson still going to be the quarterback for the Colts
Hey,
next year?
bruh, I didn't watch that game. What was that about? Was that first
Oh,
half or second half?
when he took himself out?
Yeah, he took himself out for a play because he was tired.
I think it
Was
was in
that
the
first half
second
or second
half.
half?
I think it was the second.
Was
Like,
he was he gassed? Like what was he running all game?
I think the plays before that specifically, he like shrugged off a defensive tackle and ran a lot trying to avoid a sack. But it ended up being 3rd and 28 where he asked to come out, and then they just handed the ball off.
Right. The next play, all they did was hand it to the running back. Like,
I would have stayed in and handed the ball off if I knew that's all that it took. But he was like, I don't know, about to throw up or something. What is that? What do you think about that, Uri? Does that make you not want to play for that quarterback?
Yeah, you get paid millions of dollars to do that, bro.
there you go.
You better stay on that field for as long as you can. I'm not
Right.
saying, yeah.
If
like,
not, learn how to lie better at the press conference. Jesus.
No, he said it. He was like, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Just tired.
I'm lying.
oh,
Don't
what?
He said
Hey,
that in the
at least he
comment.
was honest, bro.
Just tired. I was
I'm
tired.
lying. But I was
And now he's
hurt.
benched. Now he's
And
benched.
now he's benched. Exactly.
Ravens trade for wide receiver Deontay Johnson for a late round pick swap. They gave up a 5th round pick and got Johnson and a 6th round pick. Do you think this is going to change their offense at all, or is this just insurance, like for pass catching?
So I think it'll change it a little bit. That's a great receiver to pass to. They've been really just force feeding Zay Flowers, and then when their tight end is open, Mark Andrews, they'll throw it to him. They're hoping that Bateman shows up every other game and has like a decent game, but I think with Deontay Johnson,
Deontay Johnson, Zay Flowers, Rashad Bateman, Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely,
Isaiah Likely,
Justice Hill, Derrick Henry, like that. It seems like they're going to be able to at least compete
yeah,
and like freaking win some freaking jump balls. Lions wide receiver Jameson Williams has a warrant out for a concealed carry investigation that was like kind of swept under the rug. A bunch of people were asked if they should arrest him, and they kept calling like they're higher up. So they got to a lieutenant that said, leave him alone. He also mentioned he was a Lions player a lot. Jameson Williams is currently suspended for PEDs. He also missed a bunch of games last season for the gambling policy. Very fast wide receiver, though. Is it going to be worth it? Because they're still keeping him around. He was like, he missed his first year. He got suspended for a quarter of his second year. He got a warrant out right now. He's very fast, so they're like, oh yeah, he can stay around. We'll wait. Do you think he's going to be a problem, or do you think this is just overblown? Just a bunch of.
You say it's going to be a problem? He is a problem.
I mean, long term, is he not going to, end up a talent like a productive wide receiver?
My sentence to that is, you're not that good, bro.
You're not that guy. If it was like Antonio Brown with the Steelers,
maybe we could give him a pass.
Eri, is that too much?
No, my sentence is know where you're at. Come on, bro. You're in the big show. How you finna act like that's any regular day, bro? Like, wouldn't you want to do everything in your power, like to change all of your behavior to make sure that opportunity stays at its, at its best potential for you to take advantage of it, bro? How you throw away that kind of shit, bro? What?
No. Your paychecks are things that we dream of on this show.
Oh my gosh! If we got one of your game checks, we do this show for the rest of our lives.
Just one of them.
All right, yeah, know where you're at. Aaron Rodgers has found the fountain of youth. According to him, the Jets punter told him about cayenne water.
What?
Aaron Rodgers has been drinking cayenne water. He told he thinks it's the fountain of youth. But this quote coming from Patriots defensive tackle Devon Gachot, who told reporters after New England's 25-22 victory against the Jets on Sunday, he's a Hall of Fame quarterback. Hate to see him go out that way. He definitely don't look the same. Shit, I could run him down and catch him. He don't look mobile at all. This is a big defensive tackle saying this, but after seeing Aaron Rodgers, do you think he's done? Because it used to be like he had to be able to wiggle around to throw those Hail Marys. But Aaron Rodgers cooked.
Washed. He's washed.
Aaron Rodgers is washed. You're right. What do you think about Aaron Rodgers this year?
Cayenne water. It's just seasoning, bro.
It's just seasoning. Just a little bit of Just a little bit of seasoning.
This
Can't
man
really
has some
tell.
water with seasoning. Think he's all better now. Like what?
But the cayenne priest prayed over it too.
The ayahuasca, the
What,
darkness
bro?
retreats. Man, come on. You
Cayenne.
can't be doing all this extra stuff and not just delivering wins. The freaking Jets are what, 2-6?
Oh, bro.
Oh, wow.
Again, when you mentioned that, and I have a personal stake in that, my answer to anything Jets 2-6 is ha 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 ha
Have fun, Devontae.
ha.
Have fun, Devontae, in New York. True or false? The Kansas City Chiefs are the new New England Patriots.
I don't like either team, so I'm not going to give them acknowledgement on the show.
I say true. I can see the comparisons. The dynasty is. You're right. What do you think?
Man, they making them boys look like the Monstars, bro.
Definitely.
Undefeated, not the greatest blowout games, definitely this year, but still undefeated. And lastly, for the quick hits, can you please tell me your thoughts on Philadelphia Eagles head coach Nick Sirianni? Because I want an excuse to say mine.
Oh, man,
I go first. I think this guy's a douchebag. Yeah, hey, no, he like talks shit to fans. He like flips people off. It's not a good relationship with Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts literally feels like the parent here. It's his freaking 4th year in the NFL with this other coach. He needs Big Dom to hold him back on the sidelines and do security for him.
The fact that he needs Big Dom on the sidelines is ridiculous.
Once Sirianni's gone, I think this Eagles team is really going to be able to shift into it like a new persona, a new chapter. Maybe he took him to the Super Bowl, but I think he looks way too cocky for not, having that success. But I don't know if that's like his lovable locker room trait is that he talks shit all the time and everyone's like, yeah, he's a real guy. He's not one of those stuck up coaches.
He's a jackass.
That's what I think. Ryan, you have any thoughts on him?
Nah, bro, that's man. How much do they get paid?
The highest paid coaches are like, was it 10 million a year?
Yeah, 10 a year. That's like the highest contract for a coach right now. He's close to that, I think, honestly.
Andy, yeah. Okay, it says 15 mil is the. Oh shoot!
Goddamn, get paid 15 mil.
Andy Reid is reported to be worth 25 million a year.
Is that just his NFL contract though?
For Andy Reid?
Yeah, or is that from what does he do with State Farm? Is that from State Farm?
Sean Payton, $18 million salary. Jim Harbaugh, $16 million salary. Fourth highest paid. Sean McVay at $15 million. Are they gonna save? They're gonna save money and hire. Oh, okay. Antonio Pierce? No.
Bro, I was talking about your team. Damn, why
you talking about my team?
I wasn't talking about your coach.
The other Harbaugh.
I was talking about Sean Payton.
Speaking of Anthony Richardson taking himself out of a play, reportedly the last time that happened was in 1997 when a running quarterback by the name of Jim Harbaugh took himself out on like a third down.
I knew it.
When he was quarterbacking, I think he might have been with the Colts. Yeah, but he took himself out, and they said that was the last time that happened 35 years ago. So it was like, sorry, was that 25 years? I don't know. That was the last time it happened. And now, what happened to Jim Harbaugh? He's making $60 million a year still in the NFL.
Yeah, as a coach, fool, not a quarterback.
Yeah, as a coach. Yeah, so hopefully Anthony Richardson gets another chance in his career.
Dude, I hope, bro.
The other one, you guys can do your election predictions if you want, but the next time we come on this show, the United States voting day, God, what do you call it? Election day will be over. Do you have any predictions on how it's going to play out?
I'm scared. I can tell you that because man, they're burning ballot boxes in Vancouver and Portland right now.
There have been 3 blown up ballot boxes in Portland and Vancouver.
Oh my gosh. And then, I'm scared because there's people who could be in power that think of the people in my culture as lower IQ people.
He's
Oh my God.
Samoan, Malaysian, low
Oh,
IQ.
that's crazy.
Yo, I've never met a Samoan Malaysian. What?
No, that was such a weird combo. I think he was trying to Tucker Carlson was trying to make it like, oh, she's
Oh
a
yeah,
mixed person that
yeah, he was for sure leaning into that, but like that was just
Yeah.
hella random, bro. He obviously knows of Samoans. He probably watching
He probably, I'm
WWE,
saying,
bro.
he had the problem.
the
Somebody
takeover.
beat him up as a kid that was someone or something because the animosity they came out.
No. I don't
But
think it
he
was an
probably
animosity thing.
he
I was
probably a fan of the
surprised.
bloodline.
Yeah, I don't know why he chose Samoan to throw in there, and then like
And
with
to think,
low IQ.
Common Kings performed at the Vegas rally.
Oh,
For
what?
real?
Yeah,
Common Kings was at the Trump rally?
they performed at the Vegas rally.
I did not know that. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is a little scary. I'm hoping for a blowout, so it's not like in question and like,
yeah,
oh, they're cheating, and that's
they're
the only way
cheating.
they
Yeah,
can win.
yeah,
It didn't used to be like this. I feel like it used to be clean. No one like really challenged everything and made it like people doubt the voting system works. I'm definitely going to be watching as the states and freaking returns come in, and then
definitely.
we're going to be recording. Oh, we're going to be recording that night. Sorry,
Right.
Great.
Hey,
this next Tuesday.
Don't y'all love how it's covered though?
What do you mean?
The whole map, the states turning red or blue.
Yeah.
Oh
Updates.
my God.
They're at like the
Bruh,
touch screen. Oh, this guy's going here.
Like-
They open up the state. They do county by county. They're like, oh, these
Crips
guys
and
only.
Bloods, baby.
bruh, they make it
Hey,
seem like we're in the headquarters of some like secret agency. They're like live update coming in. We have Arizona coming in with like what the fuck?
We just got a ballot drop in Detroit. This is another
Exactly.
10,000 votes for Harris.
everything's so dramatic.
Yeah. Oh, that's what freaking I feel like the news and this event kind of turns it into. It's like reality TV
Definitely.
with a bit of like sports coverage and like
Definitely. It's all
it's entertainment.
purposes. Yeah.
It's
Bro,
like
the last
everyone's
two
gonna be
elections,
watching.
the last two elections, they had people interviewing people that was in line. Like that's like a why do we care what Ja Rule thinks? Like moment. Like what? Why you just interviewing random people, bro? What the
Hey,
fuck? Like
I don't know. The guys that
That's the
go to
everyday
Trump rallies,
people.
when they interview people at the Trump rallies, it just makes me sad for America. Like they ask, well, what do you think about the hurricane in Florida? She said, oh, definitely. The government's trying to steal land. They created the hurricane. What the fuck? I was like,
Oh
lady.
yeah. The government is trying to destroy Florida and North Carolina because they're not voting for us. So there are some theories out there that are very wild. The government controls hurricanes and points them at their political opponents.
At the political points.
Is one of them.
That's wild.
But then you have the crazy stories like the local ones for me, where someone put like a little fire bomb in a ballot box, and now they're trying to contact people that voted at that ballot box and be like, hey, if you use this box, if you dropped off your vote here, you're gonna have to redo it. Contacting people and stuff like that. That's just more dumb shit to confuse everybody and thinking, oh, you can't trust it.
Exactly.
yeah, man.
But yeah, free, fair elections. Everybody get out there and vote. Like, hopefully everyone's registered already. We got the freaking mail-in ones. We dropped those off today. That was cool. And yeah, once those get all prepped up, then on election night next Tuesday, they all get counted, and then we find out who the president's going to be for the next 4 years. And then we can quit with all this election year fear-mongering, crazy story stuff. I am on edge about it, but I've also been reading and feeding into the machine just as much as anybody. So I'm kind of to blame. I'm also to blame for the media overblitz and freaking them thinking they can sway everything, because I'm like, what's the latest? Tell me.
Yeah, man. Like I believe there's a lot of not just federal elections, but congressman,
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
local like state representative, city
Yeah.
representative.
Yeah.
Um,
City
yeah, so
too.
pay attention to those as well because those affect you just as much, if not more, than the presidential election.
More. You can say more. I mean, there are obviously those big like ticket issues that people are either on one side or the other. But as far as your day to day, yeah, your local, your sheriff, your like your district,
Yeah.
place at your local kind of government, that is definitely gonna like really affect what you see on the day to day. And then you're right. Sorry, the congressional races, any Senate races, those are going to be really important on whether whoever is in office is going to be able to is even going to be able to do anything. Because if they try to pass a bill and Congress is against them and they vote it down, then you get years of nothing looking like it's happening. So yeah, vote all the way down the ballot. Make sure you vote for Congress people, your Senate.
Straight up, bro. Like super local, your city, your mayor, your fucking alderman. What is an
Yep,
alderman?
It sounds like elder person that walks around your neighborhood.
Funny story.
Your
The
HOA.
first time I ever heard of an alderman was when I watched
State of the Union.
No, barbershop. When the alderman came into the barbershop in the movies.
What happened? How did they treat the alderman? Was he someone they respected, or they kick him out?
No, well, I mean, he tried to pay for like people's votes in the movie, but I was like, what does he do? But I guess he's like, I guess the more local like congressman, I guess. So like he's more involved with like something like specifically in your town.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
An
bro.
alderman is a member of a municipal assembly or council in many jurisdictions founded upon English law. The term, yeah, it's just a member of a municipal assembly.
Oh, see,
What does that
Oh,
mean?
okay. So that's like a council for like the county.
he's
An
a vote. Yeah,
alderman could have been part of the legislative or judicial local government.
His
But
vote
this is
counts.
not
That's
helping
why.
me understand it anymore. He's just a politician? No, he's just like a government person.
He's a ghost paycheck.
It's not checking out.
Yo, so this is hella immature, bro. But there's this guy running, I think, for city council. I think in the Stockton area. His name is Dan Ariola, spelled with an I instead of an E in there.
I couldn't, bro. I would never.
Hey, bro,
Dan.
I was like, yo, did you didn't think about that? Like, really? Like,
Does that help or hurt him?
Hey,
when you're looking at a list of names, does Areola stick out enough to be like, you know what, this guy's been through some shit in his life?
I wanted to call the number and legit be like, hey, y'all missed out on the most dopest headline for your campaign, bro. Because I wanted it to be like Dan Ariola, say it with your chest. You know what I mean? I was like, bro, you totally missed out on that.
Say it with your chest. Dan Ariolas. Nice. Any shout outs before we go? I want to send a shout out to our nephew and neighbor, Sekoa Afoa Kakowski, who is a senior at Westview High School. His senior senior week, homecoming, is this Friday. Shout out to number 70. This fool is out here blocking punts and making tackles and sacks and shit, bro. The Westview High School Instagram, bro, they got some of his plays from this season. It's pretty dope. So, and we're gonna have the family out there on Friday for his senior game. Luckily, it's here across the street at Westview High School.
Nice, bro.
Yeah, we live hella close, and I never go to the games. I feel like a shitty uncle, but he's great. He's great. Forrest, any shout outs?
No, man. Other than the regular ones, to everybody out there who listens to the show, man. It's been a pretty good beginning to the week. I'm off from Monday to Wednesday, so it's always good in the beginning of the week. Shout out to Anthony Richardson. You're tired. Lean on your lineman, bro.
Hey, lean on your line, man. Nice. Eri, any shout outs before we head out?
Oh man, I'll go along with the senior night shout outs, bro. My nephew Titus, senior over here at Central Catholic High School out of Modesto.
Let's go.
His senior night is Friday too. So his mom, my cousin, is wanting the whole family out there as well. I think I gotta see some shirts for everybody. But yeah, man, he
Let's
going
go.
crazy. Yo, so they just switched him to, I believe it's DN, bro. But he's like what 6'3", 6'4", and like skinny though. But they had him at nose tackle, bro. Like D tackle interior, either the 1 or the 3 tech when they ran the 4 down. But bro is skinny, like you know what I mean. I was like, he like super like built like a linebacker or like DN standing. But yeah, bro. Like this year, bro, the senior year, they just switched him because I don't know. I feel like all the big guys like really graduated last year, and
Okay.
he's like the biggest one on the team, but he's still skinny. But they had him playing D tackle.
It's his lesson, bro. It's someone lesson. He tackles.
Strong.
Yeah. He tackles.
But yeah, and his last name's Leota, but the announcers always crack me up, bro, because like they say it like the name Ray Liotta.
Leota.
Leota.
Yeah, like Ray.
Leota.
Like, oh, Titus
Ray
Leota. I'm like,
Leota.
bruh,
Oh god.
you know, damn it, like it's Leota, man.
Oh, it's my pet peeve at a football game in high school.
Oh, listen
Yeah,
to them
man.
try
Shout
to
out to
pronounce
Titus, man.
the
Nephew Titus, we all gonna be
Samoan
out there on
names.
Friday as well. That's dope, man. All the boys is going crazy with football.
Yeah, get it. Yeah, it is that like end of football season. High school football is
It
going to
is.
be ending, and then college football,
College football.
and then the freaking NFL season is going to be done, and we're going to be stuck with
Attention, basketball.
basketball. I am easily falling off of my fantasy basketball team. It's only been like 2 weeks, and already injuries and stuff are happening, and I'm like, I don't know how to keep up. But yeah, shout out to everybody. Shout out to Levasa Island Apparel, our sponsor, as always. Keeping it locked and loaded. www.levasaislandapparel.com or check them out on Instagram at le_Vasa. Definitely DM them directly, and after taking a look and what you want to get. Post collection. What do you have ready to go? Like, is there anything you're pushing for Levasa? Like any certain stuff besides? Oh, you got the tie-dye suits.
Yeah, I got these tie-dye pairs, large and XL, ready to ship out to whoever wants them. But it's mostly just like the quarter zips was hot right now, or is hot. And so
What's
like
a quarter zip? It doesn't zip all the way down. It doesn't zip all the way. It's not like a zippy that opens all the way up. It's just like
it just shows your chest hairs.
Oh, it zips down. Okay, right. So it zips a little bit and it stays open. Yeah. The quarter zip, half zip, whole zip. Hey.
It's like this. People rock with these because it's like you could wear this like casual or like working out. So that's something I leaned into because everybody's rocking them.
Yeah,
I don't know, like the look I see everybody wear. Bro, yeah, the look I see everybody rocking is like quarter zips with the beanie. So I gotta make some beanies, bro.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I'm down for beanies. Levasa Athletic Apparel, Levasa Island Athletics. What do you call the workout clothes?
Man, I don't know.
The 5 year out clothes.
Get your work done. The chores. All right. Thank you guys for being on. I appreciate you for sitting in and breaking down the fall market in Levasa.
Hey man, thank you for having me.
Sure. Guys are out there, get out to that market, man.
Yeah, that Via Dolorosa Fall Market, November 9th. That's a Saturday from 12 to 6 p.m. 1331 Cascade Avenue in Modesto, California. Go for the food, go for the wares, go for the community, the vibes. There's a jumper that's going to be out there. Bring your kids, bring your family. Oh, also, yeah, you were saying have like a dance troupe come through. That's cool because then everybody's family in that dance troupe also comes and participates and buys stuff.
Bro,
exactly.
Make it a party.
Bro, one more thing that like the Via Dolorosa youth is getting ready for next year is like, because so they performed at the Samoan Flag Day this year.
Nice.
What's her Matai? Pali'i Mangufo, Anuai.
Oh, yeah.
Her organization put it on. It hasn't been done since like 2009. And they just brought it back this summer, the Samoan Flag Day in the city.
Let's go.
Right. And so the Via Dolorosa youth, they performed out there. And I did a reel. I took some photos, and like now people are like hitting my DM. They're like, "Hey, are you guys taking like students in next year?"
You're like, whoa, whoa.
Right. And I was like, "Oh, wait." I was all talking to my cousins because they're the old freestyle for the Alclavo. And I was like, "What do y'all want me to say to people who are asking about it?" Because like,
Come on down.
yeah, they think it's like a dance troupe, and I was like, "Yo,
Yeah.
that could be a way to make money for the Alclavo, or
Yep. Alshiba. Yep.
you know what I mean, get people involved during the summer." Because like,
Yeah.
bro,
Yeah.
I met some people that were from like the valley out there at the flag day. They're like, "Yo, we didn't even know there was other Samoans out there in Modesto like that." And I was like, "Bro, we're there. We're out there." I was like,
We here.
We made
"Message."
it.
I was like,
We
"Message me,
here.
bro."
We in the cut.
Yeah, and he was like, "Dude, that's cool. Yo, I already talked to your cousin, man. I want to bring my kids next year." I was like, "Bro, bet." You know what I mean? It's like, "Did you go get the otai already? Because I'm gonna go get these burgers from the Anwani family."
Hey man, the Oshibas out here in Washington, they go, man. Like kids, shit. I know registration for some of them brings in like $100, $200. So that's a good fundraiser. Mm.
Get it. We can carry on after this. I'm going to stop this recording. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Appreciate you guys for tapping in. Definitely check in with us next week when we figure
Yes, sir.
out who the president is going to be for the United States of America. And week 9 for the NFL as well as basketball. The World Series is going to be done by then. Prayers up, Shohei shoulder. And we will be back, next week. Stay tuned. Lock it in. Subscribe to the channel. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, any of those. And also on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify. Follow the show, Ballinesian, at any of those. Stay hydrated. Stay blessed. Stay balling. Love and light. Peace.